Hey, you know it's funny what happened at work today, bro?
What's up, bro?
This lady I work with, and we just be joking, and then I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw my banana over there," and she was like, "Well, your banana better be 6 inches," and I was like, "Well, I ain't gonna throw my banana." And then I was I was telling
Yo,
my mom.
what?
I was hold on. I was telling.
Yo,
Hold on.
what,
I was telling my mom, and she was like, 6 inches ain't even that big, and I was like, oh, damn.
Hey, bro, that's going on TikTok, bro.
Christian, you know you're being recorded right now, right?
Oh, just cut that out, baby. You know what I'm
Not
saying? Just
cutting
cut
that
that
out.
out.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to Clash of Cultures, episode 13. I got Preston, Edgar, and Christian here. Y'all know Edgar and Christian from the top 25 NBA players and then the top 25 NFL offensive players. Preston is a new face. He ain't have nothing better to do, so he hopped on the show with us. We're gonna do as you guys can see in the title, we're gonna do a top 10 NBA all-time player list. We had something else kind of cooked up for today, but my dad flaked. He got a lot of stuff going on with a cruise and stuff, so we got that coming next week. But how you guys doing today? It's 11:30 where we're at. Christian is in Hawaii, so he's still early. He stalled the whole damn show. But how you guys doing today?
Doing well,
bro. I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Okay. Hey, and if y'all don't follow our TikTok, go follow our TikTok for a bloopers. He just said something crazy before the show started. This guy right underneath me. So go follow TikTok. It's some wild content. But let's go ahead and start off. Who does anybody want to volunteer to go first to give their number? Actually, no. Before we do top 10, does anybody have an honorable mention that they would like to say that didn't make their list?
I have 2 honorable mentions.
I have 2 honorable mentions as well. So go ahead and give your first one.
I have Bill Russell as an honorable mention.
He's one of my honorable mentions as well.
Obviously, way before our time, but I mean, if you just look at his numbers alone, them rebounding numbers are crazy. So, if I could put him in the top 10, I would, but it's so hard now when you look at a lot of names and you're like, oh shit. So, he was someone that I would have to put out on the outside looking in.
Preston, do you have any honorable mentions? Even if you didn't write them down, but if you just look at your list and think who we might have or who you think got snubbed.
No, I'll keep it to myself. Honestly, I don't think I have an honorable mention. Other than Bill Russell, I would say him, but other than that, no.
Okay, Christian, do you have any?
Probably just Bill Russell, maybe Wilt, only because I didn't really get to see them play, and for me, it's like the stats was too good. It was a little unbelievable, and then also back then they only played against each other because I know there wasn't only a couple, maybe 16, 8 teams back then. It wasn't a full NBA season and teams how they have now. So those 2 guys.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start this off. Christian, since you just went, so who is your number 10 in the all-time list? Who is your number 10?
I got Shaq, the most dominant player in the NBA, and the rings, and he won a ring with Miami and LA, but he can't shoot free throws, so that's why I kind of have him a little low. And then the longevity, he wasn't able to stay dominant for too long because the weight and everything and his injury. So I got Shaq at 10.
Okay, Shaq at 10. I'll go next. This is going to stir some controversy right off the rip. So when I made my list, I went off of the eye test. For some of these guys, you could say accolades, but I went off of how good of a basketball player you are in my eyes, what you can do on the court compared to what other people can do on the court. And this guy is arguably the best offensive player of all time. A lot of people don't like him for what he's done.
I already know who you're going to say.
But my number 10 is Kevin Durant. Roll your eyes if you want. If you're talking about, listen, let me explain my case.
Tomato.
Listen, let me explain my case. The reason why I think he's a top 10 player is because he's 7 feet and can do everything a guard can do. When you're talking about basketball skill, this guy is arguably the most skilled basketball player ever. He can shoot from 30 to 35 feet. You can't guard him with a guard because he's so big. You can't guard him with a big because he's too fast. He's gotten better defensively. You can't say he hasn't won rings. Obviously, he got it a way that you don't want him to. But even before them, he's what, a 3 or 4 time scoring champion, multiple time MVP, Finals MVP. I think if he goes
One MVP, bro.
one MVP,
One MVP,
I think
bro.
if he goes and gets a ring with Brooklyn, or if he just gets another ring somewhere, I think it'll solidify him. But in my opinion, I have him here. And just to wait, I gotta say something because there was another honorable mention I had. And I might get a lot of hate for this, but I think Kevin Durant is a better basketball player than him. Yes, this other guy has accolades. I get that. But when I'm talking about basketball talent, in my eyes, I'm not taking Tim Duncan over Kevin Durant. Tim Duncan is not,
Whoa.
Tim Duncan is
Oh my god.
listen.
Oh my
Listen.
god.
Bro, I'm about to leave. I'm
No,
about to
relax.
leave,
Listen,
bro.
I'm not going. Yes, Tim Duncan has 5 rings or however many rings he has. I get it. But when I'm looking at a basketball player, bro, KD is a better basketball player than Tim Duncan, bro.
They play 2 different positions.
Okay,
They're
I mean everybody on this
completely
list is going to
different
play
players.
different positions. You have the Go ahead.
Talent-wise, KD has them, but they're completely different players, different eras. That's not really comparable.
Okay, but when I'm looking at skill, everybody on this panel right now, all 4 of us can say that today's game is more skilled than ever before.
Yes.
True or false?
Right. Of course.
And who would you say is arguably the best skill, the most skilled player today? Is Kyrie, KD, Harden, Luka? They're all in that same breath. And KD's been doing it at a high level for the last 10 years?
Hold on. When you say skill, more skill in the NBA now, what are you referring to?
The
Because I
best.
feel like we have a tendency to be like, we have the greatest shooters now in the NBA, and there's really just 2.
No, I'm not
really,
talking about shooting.
Steph and Dame.
KD
No,
can
I'm
handle-
just saying.
KD
I'm
can
just
handle the
talking
ball,
about
he can
that.
shoot.
I was giving that as an example. Like, what are you referring to as skill?
Okay, so for example, in the 60s, they were dribbling with one hand, bro. That's what I mean by skilled. They're just more skilled. They
I'm not
weren't
talking
shooting.
about the 50s. I was saying more so like the 80s, 90s. What about like Pistol Pete, like Magic?
Even if you look at that, KD, there hasn't been a player like KD, bro. You can't name another player.
George Gervin.
He was 7 foot.
No, you said similar. He was 6'8", 6'9", slender.
I said
build,
7
could score
foot.
the basketball. Bro, KD's not even 7
KD is
foot.
a
Y'all just
50,
put that
40,
on him.
90
He's
guy, bro.
6'10".
He's
I know, but I'm
not
saying, like,
6'10", bro. He's
he's
not
not no
6'10".
damn 6'10".
You
He's
said
not
the
6'10", bro.
totality of the NBA now is more skilled. I just wanted to know, what are you referring to as
When it
skill?
comes to his movement alone, you've never seen it before. Before Kevin Durant, there was nobody like
Bro,
him.
he's a unicorn, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Even
But
the way they're talking about Wembayama, or however you say his name, it's the same thing, bro.
right. I do have
Hold on, Christian. Why are you flailing your body? What am I saying that's so crazy? Now, if you don't agree that KD is the top 10 player, that's fine. But like I said, my perspective is to me, it's beyond like stats. Or not stats,
Okay.
it's beyond accolades. Like, for example, Bill Russell did not make my list, but he has 11 rings or whatever. If it was all about stats, he'd be number 1. Or if it was about accolades, he'd be number 1. For me, personally, I can't use team stats or team accolades to determine how good of a player you are. Because, like, for example, Carmelo is a better player than a lot of people that have rings. He just didn't win a ring. It's that simple. Charles Barkley, Steve Nash, Damian Lillard is better. I feel like Damian Lillard is better than Kyrie Irving, me personally, but he doesn't have a ring. What do you say? Christian, why are you rolling your eyes?
Bro, stop
that's
madness. The disrespect on Kyrie needs to stop, man.
It's not disrespect. Damian Lillard's a top 75 player all time.
So what? A better basketball. He's not a better ball handler. He can't score in different. Kyrie can score at every level on the basketball court. 3-point line, mid range. He can slash. He can score without the basketball.
So can Dame.
No, he cannot. He's just a 3-point shooter. If he's not making threes, what is he doing? How else he scoring?
respectful.
Okay, let me ask you this:
Oh my gosh.
Is Damian Lillard in the top 75 all time?
Yeah.
Did Kyrie Irving make it?
No.
So I'm not the only one who thinks he's better than him.
But that's all that's all biased.
I mean,
Dwight
even if you look at
Howard didn't make the
stats,
list.
even if you look at stats, I don't think Kyrie Irving has better stats than him. If you want to go off of stats, but I'm just looking at the eye test.
Are y'all taking Damian Lillard over Kyrie Irving?
It's definitely arguable. It's an argument.
I'm personally not, but I wouldn't argue with somebody if they did.
But like, so my point is like the only thing you can really say is Kyrie has a better handle and Kyrie has a ring. That's the only thing you can say. What else can you say? You can't say that Kyrie's a better shooter than him because it's very debatable. Damian Lillard is probably considered the second best point guard shooter in the NBA behind Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean,
Um,
I don't
but
want to spend too much time on that, but
yeah, getting back to your point about KD though, I do have a bone to pick with it because you said that he's basically can do everything a guard can. He can do this and that. I kind of disagree with that because I don't think he can. He's not like a leader of the team. Typically, your guard is supposed to lead the team, run the offense. He doesn't necessarily run the offense. He just is.
when I wait. When I said everything a guard can do, I mean skill wise. Guards are like ball handlers. They bring the ball up. KD can do that. You can run an offense through KD. That's
Right,
what I'm
but
saying.
he ain't setting nobody up. He doesn't make his teammates better.
What you got to set up for when you the money
So-
man?
No,
What you're saying,
hang on.
guard and skill wise.
But my
So-
point is, you've never seen a 7-footer that can handle the ball like him.
Right.
That was my point. I don't mean as far as calling plays or anything like that. I'm just saying he
I
can put the
mean,
ball on the
like-
deck.
Okay. Yeah. We'll leave it there.
But I mean, I'm assuming nobody else has KD on the list, which is fine. But again, I'm going off of my just visual eye test. In my opinion, KD is a top 10 basketball skill talent. And for example, like Greg Oden was a good talent, but he didn't do anything in the NBA. KD has done stuff in the NBA. So it's not like he's just some talented guy that didn't do anything. Like he has an MVP, he has scoring titles, he has championships. So that's why I'm saying as far as a basketball talent, and he has the mixture of accolades as well, he had to be on my list. And that's just, I don't know what's wilder, me having him or Christian not having Will. I mean, I don't know, bro. But I mean, Edgar or Preston, y'all can go next.
Go ahead. Edgar.
I have KD at 10 too, bro.
See,
So-
wait a minute.
Yeah.
So y'all think I was tripping, bro?
Well,
I
That's
mean,
crazy, bro.
I only
for
said
me-
you're tripping because you said that Timmy didn't make it and that he's way better than Timmy.
I didn't say way better. I said I said better.
You did.
So if you're, like I said, if you're talking about NBA accolades, obviously Tim Duncan has over more than damn near everybody on this list. But I'm talking about tick for tack. I'm taking Kevin Durant, bro. Prime KD, I'm taking him.
Okay. All right.
Damn near over everybody on this list. Damn near.
Okay.
Edgar, why do you have KD?
I mean, basically everything you said, bro. You know, we've never seen anyone at his size do what they're able to do. I mean, literally, he can score in any way he wants. I mean, I was literally just watching another pod, and he said why he doesn't score 60 points, and like the way he made it sound was like, for Kevin Durant, bro, like you have to make an adjustment the minute he starts scoring, because if not, he's just gonna beat you. And I'm not saying he's gonna beat you by himself, but I mean, offensively, he has all the skill sets that you want in a player. And then obviously just his accolades and on top of it. But I mean, I don't think it's crazy, bro, that you have him in the top 10. Like you can make,
Of course not, because you got him in the top 10 too.
you can make an argument for him in the top 10. So that's why I have him at 10, but I did put everything else into consideration. So, you know, accolades and all that. So I have him at 10 though.
Okay, Preston, who is your number 10 to round out the 10th spot?
So my number 10, I've actually got the best shooter ever, Steph Curry.
Okay.
I don't know if that's high or low for you guys, but obviously he's changed the game that we have today. So he, I think, deserves a spot in the top 10, if not honorable mention. So I got Steph Curry at 10.
Okay, Christian, who do you have at 9?
I got a Tim Duncan.
Okay.
I mean, and I have a thing. I like putting guys. I mean, it may be biased, but who plays in the West, because I think it's the hardest division. And honestly, back then, you got to think he was like 90s, 2000. You had Dirk, you had Nash, you had, you know, the Lakers, and arguably the best defensive player in NBA history. And I'm just looking at the stats. I mean, dude, this guy is crazy, and the longevity. And I think he doesn't get enough credit for how good he made Manu and Tony, and also Greg Popovich and the championships too. So I got Tim Duncan.
Okay. Does anybody have anything to say about that or no?
No.
Okay. My number 9 is Steph. So you had him at 10. I had him at 9 personally. 4-time champion. I think what solidified me to have him in the top 10 is this past finals run. I think that was big. I mean, doing it without KD and in the fashion that he did it. I think me and Christian had a conversation about it a couple months ago. I could be tripping though. I'm pretty sure it was Christian. But I mean, I think arguably, if he wins another one, he's going to move up a lot more. I mean, that'll put him at 5. He completely changed the game. And as a guard, when you think about the top players in history, there's not many guards that are going to be on this list. I mean, obviously, you have. I mean, when I say guard, I mean 6'4" and under, 6'3" and under. All these guys are, like small guard. Everybody else is 6'5", 6'6" and up. Typically, in NBA history, it's always been the bigger guys that dominate. And he's kind of broken that trend. I mean, you have little kids shooting all the time and stuff now. So I think he's completely changed basketball. So I have him at number 9.
I got him at 9 too, bro. I have Steph.
Okay, bro, stop, bro.
No, I'm being serious, bro. I literally have him at number 9.
Copying each other's homework over here.
That's crazy.
Literally,
so Christian,
all the reasons you said, bro.
Preston, who is your number 9?
For number 9, I've got Hakeem the Dream. That's who I have at number 9. Primarily because he's a two-way player. I believe he got a couple of Defensive Player of the Year, a bunch of first-team All-Defensive. Yep, he was 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time Finals MVP. Pretty much just paying homage to somebody that did it on both sides of the court. A lot of the people on this list did, but and another thing you guys mentioned earlier, you were saying that as soon as somebody starts to get going, like then the coach has to make adjustments. I feel like literally every single player on this list, on everyone's list, that should apply to. So just that and just the defense and combined with that.
Hakeem did not make my list. I don't know if that's a snub, but he didn't make my list.
I wouldn't call it a snub, but I figured
Christian,
I'd be a little different by having him there.
So Christian, I'm assuming Steph is not on your list.
No.
Okay.
And that one's like I could go back and forth, but I mean, to Preston's point, yeah, Olajuwon, man, and you gotta think he did win the championship when Jordan was out. I know people say Jordan was out, but he did end up winning 2, so I think that kind of puts him over the top. And I have a thing like with guys winning championships when they don't have 1 or 2 other stars. I think that kind of got to move them up a little more.
Like Bron.
I mean, I guess you could give more points with like the eye test and everything, but I do count the accolades. Though you guys got KD at your number 10, kind of just based off of talent and
he has accolades as well. Let's not act like he doesn't have accolades.
And his, his sterling silver rings, whatever you want to call it.
That's crazy.
But he's got the accolades. Like everything is there. I feel like he just deserves to be.
All right, Christian. Who is your number 8?
I have Olajuwon too, so that's why I was. Yeah.
You lying?
No, I'm being serious. That's why I was kind of tagging off his point, because you got to think like he's arguably one of the best two-way players. He was mobile. He can run the break, the dream shake.
He's the only player to have a quad dub. Like, that's insane, bro. On its own,
he was really dominant. So
all-time blocks leader too.
Wait, Steven, I just had to let you know. So when we was talking about KD, Gervin did average 26.2 for his career, so you got to look him up. He's not 6'10", but he's like the only person you can compare him to. Huh?
He averaged how much?
26.2. He's the only person like comparable to Durant. Just
how many rebounds and assists did he average?
Only 4.6 and 2.8.
Yeah, it's not comparable.
I'm just talking about the body type, the scoring ability. You said we've never seen. That's the closest thing.
Bro, George Gervin is not the same type of scorer as Kevin Durant, bro. You can't sit here and tell me that with a straight face, bro.
Bro, I'm not saying they're exact. I'm saying that he's the closest, as far as size and everything like that. That's all I'm saying. Jesus. Who's next? Who's next?
Yeah, let's move on. It's my turn. Moving on, number 8, bro. I can't believe you just said that. KD averaged 30.7 rebounds and 5 assists in his career.
It's all good. I'll go next with my number 8. My number 8.
No, wait. It's my turn. It's my turn. We're keep going. We keep going in the same rotation. Same rotation.
Okay. Hey, we're on 7.
No, we're on 8. You're on 7. but we haven't
He's
gone
on
yet.
7. We're on
Oh,
8.
okay, yeah, my
This
bad.
man Christian's drunk.
My bad.
All right. My number 8. This is where I
Oh,
have
shit.
Wilt Chamberlain. The fact that he's not on your list is crazy to me. That's wild. Whether you saw him play or not, the dude scored 100 points, bro.
He's
I don't
actually
even-
not on my list.
That's crazy, bro. Edgar, is he on your list?
You think
No.
he would score 100 points now, Steven?
No, I don't. But the same
Well,
thing you wait,
that's
but that's
my
not
thing.
fair. That's not fair. That's not fair because you're using like different arguments to fit your narrative, bro.
We all
I
got
said that
him
today's
for honorable though.
I literally said today's NBA is more skilled. The players are more skilled. And you said, are you sure? Because we can't really say that. And now you're saying Wilt wouldn't do that in
Steven,
today's
that's
game.
different. That's like saying if we just have LeBron and we put him against a bunch of people who's average, or you're playing against the same person every time, the better person is going to always get the edge. That's all I'm saying.
Christian, 100 points.
Kobe scored 81.
And you know how much more to 100? 19 more points.
Okay, so
Bro, Wilt averaged 50 points in a season.
right, but we never saw any of that, which is why
I don't give a damn.
So how
you didn't
come-
see
how come
dinosaurs
no-
and
how
y'all
come-
believe in
how
that?
come nobody
For
else
all
has
I
the number
know,
one on
for
his
all I
list?
know, they were just in the locker room after the game, and he was just like, "Hey, like, how we know it actually happened? How do we know what happened? There's no
Okay,
footage.
listen.
Like they
Hey,
can
bro.
dig up all this footage from everything else, but nothing on Wilt.
Bro, the fact that he averaged 50 points in a season. Like, do you realize how crazy that is, bro?
Yeah, no, his numbers are.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
And the fact that y'all don't have him on his list, that's disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, but if you when
He
you look
was
at
up-
them,
he
you
was
gotta
right
look at
there,
all
bro.
the numbers.
Him and Bill Russell were honorable mentions.
He
they were
averaged
right
for
there,
his
bro.
career. Wilt Chamberlain for his career averaged 30 points
30, 22, and 2.
and 23 rebounds, bro. And he's not on y'all list?
So, I
Okay,
mean,
but damn, y'all didn't see dinosaurs, but y'all believe in
transparency,
dinosaurs.
I had his stuff prepped for the other video you were planning on doing, but for my top 10, I just sorry.
Edgar, who's your number 8, Edgar?
I got Timmy.
Tim Duncan?
Mhm.
Okay.
Damn near the best power forward of all time, bro. I was
Better
literally
than
telling
KD.
you this today.
Even better than KD.
KD's not a power forward though.
He's not a power forward?
He's a you can literally
He's a
put him at the
three.
small forward.
He was a small
Yeah, he's-
forward in 2012.
Okay, and
He's a power forward today's game.
yeah, he just turned into a power forward like 3 years ago, bro.
Hey, he's better than Timmy D. Preston, who's your number 8, bro?
Tim Duncan.
Bro, y'all be.
And KD is more talented, but he's not better than Tim Duncan.
So what would make him better? Just his accolades then.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was on better teams than him throughout his whole career. That's fine.
I mean, if KD was on literally the best team of all time, so
For 3 years. And one of the years he only had one leg.
that's whose
Wait,
problem
you
is
guys,
that?
this is a side question. Do you guys? I seen this thing with Draymond Green, and he said that LeBron's the best player ever, and he said because he went up against the greatest teams, and went up against the greatest team ever assembled and beat them. But I feel like they wasn't the greatest team until they got Durant, because that team they're beatable. The team with Durant fully healthy has never lost. So I don't agree with that.
They were only beatable because it was LeBron.
Okay, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later, bro. We'll get to that later when we start talking about him. All right. I mean, he didn't make my list, but we'll talk to him about him later. I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding.
Shut your ass up.
Christian,
we
who's
don't
your
believe
number
you.
7, bro?
I was like, who are you talking
Oh,
about?
I got-
Draymond?
and-
like who?
I kept going back and forth about this one, but I got Dirk. Obviously, the best European player. Well, maybe. Well, y'all don't got Dirk. Y'all don't got Dirk.
Dirk is not on my list, bro.
Yo, that's
Dirk is not
kinda
on my list.
crazy. Yo, that's kind of like maybe top 7 power forwards of all time. That's
But
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. You guys can go back and forth. Like I'm kind of like he was in the West, and then him beating that Miami team really kind of put him a little higher on my list. And
Christian, wait, let me ask you something.
what?
So you can sit here with a straight face and tell me Dirk is better than Kevin Durant.
What? Aside from handling, they can probably shoot about the same. They're both good.
They cannot shoot the same. They cannot shoot
Dirk
the
is
same.
clutch. Dirk is clutch.
He's clutch, but he's not better than Kevin Durant.
Bro, you're saying better like that. That's not. I feel like you can't.
So I mean,
is he
even
better?
if you look at the accolades, what does Dirk have that KD doesn't?
He was the bus driver.
Okay, so KD has 2 rings. Dirk has 1.
I'm not arguing for him, by the way.
KD won Finals MVP. Dirk won Finals MVP. KD has multiple scoring championships. Scoring titles. I'm pretty sure he probably has more All-Stars. I could be wrong, but I would assume he has more All-Stars.
Look, I don't want to argue this because I don't agree, but Dirk, his ring means a lot more, and so
no, it definitely does. But what I'm saying is, if
all
you're
of
just
his
going off of,
accolades hold more weight than KD's. I'm sorry, but,
Okay, but
I don't agree with what Christian is saying.
But my point is to have Dirk at 7 and not even have KD in the realm of even being on here is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, it's like I'm just going off of what, like, obviously Kevin Durant is like a scoring assassin, but I think people forget what Dirk was.
I didn't forget what he was. He was.
I think you forgot. I think you forgot.
I don't think anyone forgot. I just think that the championship they won was more of an indictment on LeBron than it was, oh, Dirk and the Mavs were just so good. Like, no championship team should ever have JJ Barea on it and Jason Terry. Like, those should not be integral parts of the offense.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. He not better than Durant, bro. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you.
Yeah.
But that's your list, bro. Your list. You don't think KD's a top 10 player? I don't think Dirk's top 10 player. That's the point of having this. My number 7 player. This is where it gets kind of shaky because I feel like y'all might have this guy a lot higher. But like when you get up here in the top 6 or 7, you're really not throwing shade at nobody. But this is where I have Larry Bird. I have Larry Bird at 7, just because I feel like the 6 people above him are better than him. I'm kind of
write him in for me too, bro, because that's exactly where I have him. That's exactly where I have him.
It's kind of funny because now that I'm looking at my list, well, actually no, because maybe not. Just because I'm trying to see does Christian not have somebody that I have, but I mean I think we should be.
I mean probably because I feel like a lot of this is biased and non-biased because it's like everybody's criteria is different.
Exactly, that's my point. That's good though. I don't know how the hell you got Dirk at 7. I don't know what kind of criteria you use, but
because I mean some people could argue maybe Karl Malone's better than Duncan.
No,
he's not more accomplished, but as far as stats.
Yo, what NBA circles are you talking in? Like,
no, I'm talking about far as stats.
I mean, if you're going on stats, then you have to count the main stat, the chip.
Yeah.
If that's all you're going on.
Preston, who's your number 7?
My number 7. So I kind of agree with it's not really a slight at this point. So, I mean, in my mind, like my 7 through 4 are all interchangeable. But anyway, my number 7 is actually Kobe.
I knew that was coming.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Knew that was coming.
I hated Kobe growing up, but yeah, he's
I feel like 7 is not bad. Like, I mean, once you get like up to this area, but the fact that you got Kobe at 7 and he got Dirk at 7, I feel like it's crazy, bro.
That's
just like seeing them side by side. Maybe you want to delete this whole.
He looked crazy over there. I think my list is pretty good. His is,
but I mean, I feel like anybody can be interchangeable. Like someone could be like, they could have easily had somebody switch out at 7 at Dirk. Someone could have had moved in somebody out of Steph out of 10. So
you needed to move Dirk out and put KD there.
Well, who you got next for number 6, Christian? What, Grant Hill next? Like, what's next?
I got Larry Bird at 6, man.
Okay.
Don't be changing your list now all of a sudden.
No, I'm serious. I can show you guys. I'm serious.
Because you over here changing your list, then we get to number 1, you realize you don't got nobody else to name.
No,
I'm being serious. I'm being serious, bro. I'm being serious.
All right, my number 6 is Kobe. That's where I have Kobe. So I'm not pressed on Preston's Kobe at 7.
Wait, so would you say Durant's a better basketball player than Bird?
So that one's tough. I feel like the reason why I give Larry Bird the edge over Durant is because he was kind of like, it was his era. And so I've watched like Bird highlights. And when I think of the Celtics, it's like the first name that comes to mind. So as I'm looking at the accolades and stats and everything, it's not like Bill Russell where he has 11 rings, but it's like, bro, it's like I can't just use the 11 rings argument or he should be number 1. But we'll talk about rings later because that's obviously going to be a big discussion. But the reason why I have KD at 10 is because I feel like although I think his talent is like a top 3 talent of all time, I do have to weigh accolades as well. And the fact that he got his only 2 rings with the Golden State Warriors, that's why I only have him at 10. But again, I think if he goes and wins one with the Nets or somewhere else, I think I could easily move him up this list over some other names. But right now, that's why I have him at 10. But I don't want to keep talking about KD because we're already past them. But Edgar, who is your – hold on, Christian. You have a question?
So nobody holds the Miami championships against LeBron. I feel like no one even acts like that happened.
What do you mean hold it against him?
Yeah, why would we hold it against them?
That's the same scenario as KD.
No, it's not. It's not.
He didn't win nothing before he went there. He had to figure out how to win from.
Bro, that's not the same thing.
Who had already won a championship?
Why are we about to get into this right now?
Hold on, no, because that's like, how is that the same thing? KD lost to the Warriors and went to go play with them. LeBron did not lose to the Heat.
So if he wouldn't have lost, then it would have been okay.
No, okay, so I want you to name me something. On the Warriors, how many Hall of Famers are on that team before KD went?
Steph, Clay,
and Draymond. So that's 3. How many does the Heat have? And Bosh was not there yet, by the way. Bosh was not there yet. It was just D Wade. Bosh and LeBron went at the same time. And I don't even think Bosh is gonna be a Hall of Famer unless he's already in.
He's not gonna be a Hall of Famer because of injuries, but I'm saying, is it not almost the same situation?
It's not almost the same.
Wade's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
It's not close.
No.
It's
not even close. It's the roles they played on.
And look at LeBron lost to the Spurs. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan.
Yes.
Goated.
The Warriors lost against one person, bro. And it was LeBron. And KD went to go play with them. So there's no way you can say that's the same thing, bro. And then LeBron went back to Cleveland and won it. So, and then people are going to say it's because Kevin Love and Kyrie. You can't say that, bro.
No. It's not even.
Dirk is the only player that I can say, like, realistically won a championship by himself.
Giannis.
I mean, we can't even really say that he won it by himself.
Yeah.
Because you got.
Bro, no one ever won it by themselves.
Dirk did.
But Middleton's not a Hall of Famer. He's not a superstar.
I don't
Drew
think
Holiday
he is either.
Not a Hall of Famer or a star.
No, but that's just a really good team, bro. That's a really good team.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, moving on.
You making it sound like I'm saying something crazy. That's a great team.
Move it along.
All right, Edgar, who's your number 6?
This is where I got the Diesel.
Oh, you got Shaq?
Mm-hmm.
What do I have, Shaq? Now that I'm tripping. Okay. You got anything to say about Shaquille?
Can you dig it?
I mean, from what I've seen, bro, I mean, Christian literally said most dominant player of all time. I mean, all he had to do was literally be under the basket, and it was damn near always a guaranteed bucket. Unless he got fouled, obviously, but I don't think we'll ever see anybody like that. Obviously, he says Giannis is like him, but, I mean, when you look at the body, it's like, bro, no. So that's where I got Shaq, though.
All right, Preston, who's your number 6?
I've also got Shaq at mine.
I feel like that.
I don't think Giannis is like a physical specimen like Shaq was. That was a big boy. Like, have y'all ever seen the videos of like the bench clearing out because he's running at it to go save the ball, and like the whole section of the arena clears out because they're scared to get hit by him. Like, that guy, he was special. But I don't understand how he's the most dominant player ever. But then you got him at 10, and then you got. Anyways, never mind. And then you got these other bump. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Christian, who's your number 5? Over there trying to change your list up. Look at you.
No,
moving
I'm
names
not.
around.
I just had to back because this is the player that's super aged that I obviously didn't see play, but I don't know. I think I got Elgin Baylor.
Yo, there's no
You got
way.
Elgin Baylor.
Yo, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way that you think Elgin Baylor is a top 5 player of all time, Christian.
Bro, what's wrong with Elgin Baylor?
Yo, what's right with him?
Bro,
I
look at the stats.
I gotta look up. I have his stats, but I need to look him up again because maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's something I'm missing because that sounds wild.
Elgin Baylor at 5 is absurd.
Look at the stats, Preston.
I mean,
He
no,
averaged 27
I've already
and
seen
13.
His stats. His stats.
But if you're
are
just going
cool.
off of stats, why isn't Wilt on your list?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a believer in Will. Like, I just don't think he could do that in today's game. I think Elgin Baylor could do that in today's game because it's almost like Russell Westbrook. Like,
Is that
like
really
Mr.
a part of your criteria though?
What you mean?
Whether they can do it in today's game or not?
Well, not even today's game. Like, if it was in the 80s and 90s, I just think I just think that's unrealistic. Like, it's too good to be true. Like, I don't care. Like, even like LeBron, most people say he's the greatest basketball player, but like, I don't think he would average 50 points a game. So I just think that's a slight on the competition.
I think we should not talk about that right now because
Yo, Elgin Baylor at 5 is crazy.
Look the stats up, man.
Yeah.
Look the stats.
I'm looking right at him, bro. He averaged 27 and 13.
yeah.
Those are like,
What else?
like-
Look, I mean,
like
the
Giannis
All Stars. You gotta look
stats.
at all the other accolades, though.
so what? I mean, what accolades? Let's look. Let me look. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me look.
I'm trying to like all I saw was the stats. I don't.
But I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
tell you right now. So,
I feel like
so he was a 11-time All-Star, no rings.
I see what it is. He was a Bears men's tennis team, and he won in the NCAA. That's where he got the edge, huh? That's where he got. Okay, I see, Christian. Multifaceted. That's what it was.
He's an MVP. Or no, he's an All-Star Game MVP. I'm sorry. Yeah,
But I feel like all those is subjective. But I feel like the top 4 is like where you got to get it right. I think I got my top 4 right. So
I
we'll
hope
see.
so.
My number 5 is where I got Shaq. That's where I have Shaq. We talked about him enough. I feel like looking at Elgin Baylor and Shaq in the same column or same row, boy, no way, boy. You got Elgin Baylor on your list with no KD, bro, and no Wilt.
Yeah, you're. Yeah.
Boy, Edgar, who's your number 5?
This is where I got Kobe.
I had a feeling actually.
I mean, my 5 and 4 were literally I was tossing both of them up, and
Yo, hold on. Now that I'm looking at Christian's list, there's somebody on Christian's list that's not. He doesn't have somebody. Christian, you're missing somebody, bro.
Hey, man, just let him live. Well,
You missing
let's go,
somebody
let's go.
big. Preston, who's your number 5?
Pause. My number 5 is Larry Bird.
Okay. I kind of
Who
want to
am I
fly through this.
missing,
I
man?
want to know who the hell this dude is missing. Christian, who is your number 4?
I didn't say it yet.
I'm
No,
asking you.
Yeah.
Oh, Kobe Bryant.
Okay, yeah, you're missing somebody then.
yeah, he is.
All right, you got Kobe. Does anybody have anything to say about the legend Kobe before we move on? Because nobody else is going to say him because we've already all named him.
I think he gets a little disrespected.
You got him at 4.
Again, no, I'm saying I feel like Bron just kind of jumped him in the rankings, and it's like
Rightfully so.
I really put stock in you winning in the West. Because you got to understand the duration he was in the West. You got to look at who the stars, the Hall of Famers that was in the West winning championships at that time.
Yo,
Name
this
'em.
dude, you are a certified Western Conference
Dirk,
beat writer.
Okay, so Dirk. Who else?
Tim Duncan,
He beat him. Who else?
who beat him?
LeBron.
Steven, I'm talking about the road to get there, though, is a lot different.
He beat
then
him.
also-
I don't give a damn what the road is. He beat
The
him.
Suns.
Okay.
The Houston had good teams back then.
Okay.
Utah was good. Jerry Sloan, Darren Williams. Like I just feel like there's the harder it's more obstacles to get to the championship in the West.
So that's why.
And I think he's a better. I believe he's a better better defender. He's a better scorer. Because like people say about LeBron,
Wait,
oh,
then
he's about
who?
to pass,
Then
he's
who?
about
You're
to pass Kareem's record. Yes, but he has more points. But are you gonna say he's a better legit scorer than Kobe? He can score way in
No, I
different
think
areas
Kobe's a
than
better
Bryant.
scorer than LeBron. I feel like that's fair to say.
But it's not fair to say he's a better defender, though.
Kobe's a better defender than LeBron.
No, I'm not rolling.
No, he's a better defender.
I think the
He
only
is a
I feel like-
better defender.
I feel like LeBron has spurts, but I think Kobe was more consistent
Well, yeah, because he had to carry a whole lot more of a load than Kobe.
offensively. I can see that too. I mean, but like
So
for you to say
like, you
Kobe
want him to go
disrespected
all
that
out
four is
on
crazy.
defense too?
What was that?
You want him to go all out on defense too, but Kobe's role was just to score and play D. Like it wasn't be the whole offense.
Wait, so Christian, but you're saying like having him at 4 is disrespectful. I don't feel like that is. Like that's.
Oh
I mean,
no, I'm talking about like I just feel like a lot of people they just skip over him in the greatest of all time list.
Well, so think about it this way: 10 years ago, nobody had LeBron over Kobe, but look what LeBron has done since then, bro.
Yeah,
Multiple rings, MVPs. I mean, he's about to be the leading scorer all time. He has the most points in playoffs, most points in finals. Look at the team that he beat. I mean, I think a lot of people say like we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but my biggest gripe between the GOAT debate is when people say Jordan is 6-0 in the finals and LeBron is 4-6 because he went to 10 finals. Jordan only went. Okay, we'll save it, but like that's why it bugs me. But my number 4, this is where I have Magic Johnson. This is where I have Magic.
That's not crazy, bro. Like I said, I literally debated with Kobe and Magic.
Christian's looking at his list like, oh damn.
no.
And I mean, this is where I have Magic.
He
too,
said
bro.
Magic the Gathering.
So we both got Magic here. To me, greatest Laker of all time. Really, I mean, before he went to the Lakers, Kareem wasn't doing anything. So he got there rookie year, sophomore year, started balling out. So I would say, I would say he's the greatest Laker of all time, and that's where I would have him at 4. I think the 3 people above him.
I've got him at 4 as well. So
Okay. All right. So I mean, Christian, who do you have at your number 3?
I got Magic at number 3.
Yeah. So you do not have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on your list,
No, I didn't have him.
but you have Elgin Baylor.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you can go back and forth. Like I see
You can't
people
go back
doing
and forth with Kareem and Elgin Baylor.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying I see people with Kareem, and I also just didn't want to put the same status quo people that everybody has on their top 10. But
No,
It's
bro.
the same
No, you
people.
can't
It's
say
about
that,
the
bro.
best.
You can't say that,
Huh?
bro.
what do you mean?
who's the best? It ain't about.
Bro, it's
the
not about.
status quo.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like for sure, if we would have I could have easily had Bill Russell without even watching him play because everybody has him on the top 10 list. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so let me ask you this: did you watch Elgin Baylor play?
No,
So why the hell is he on your list?
because I feel like he was a dominant player.
Bro, Kareem had a whole shot that nobody could stop, bro.
But if it
The
was
pass
so unguardable, why has no one done it since?
What do you? And people have tried it; they can't make it.
I've never seen no one try to do it. Like really master it. If you know what I'm saying, if it's such a
So I mean, you also got to look at this.
No,
That's
he
like saying,
perfected it, and no one else really can.
that's like saying Steph is so good at shooting threes. Why don't everybody shoot threes? Not everybody
Yeah.
can do it, bro.
Like
that's totally
Yeah.
different. Okay. For example, the Dream Shake. Kobe did it. Jordan did it. You see Jason Tatum doing it. You see Bron doing it.
Bro, that's
So,
you just
the
shaking your
degree of
shoulders, bro.
difficulty with a little shimmy and doing a whole shot is a little different.
That still takes some craft to fade away, and it's not just the shake; it's the actual fadeaway jump shot, like fall away on the post.
You just named some of the top players ever. Kobe and MJ doing a little fadeaway shimmy.
But I'm saying before they got to the status, they had to, you know what I'm saying, to learn that. They didn't just year 10, ooh, I'm doing a fadeaway.
I mean,
But Kareem could be on this as well. But wait. But yeah, I have Magic at 3.
I can't. We got to stay on this Kareem topic for a second.
hey, man.
Bro, he had 6 MVPs, bro.
The most ever.
6 MVPs. 6
So,
rings.
My thing is,
19-time All-Star.
What I don't get is, like you said, he's a leading scorer. How come no one ever has Kareem 1? All I've ever heard was Jordan or Bron. Why does no one have Kareem number 1?
Because they don't.
I mean, to me, I got Kareem at 3.
Yeah,
I have him at 3 too.
I'm saying, how come no one ever has him as 1?
He's been in the GOAT debate. It's not like he's non-existent. He's been in the GOAT debate. It's just you got other people now.
I'm not even gonna ask Presley. I know he got him at 3. All right, we gonna move off of Kareem. Yo, that's crazy. But this is where it obviously gets spicy. This is where it gets spicy. I'm gonna go first. I want to go first here. I'm gonna do my top 2 because obviously, if I put my number 2, you're gonna know who my number 1 is. So I'll just put them both on there.
Go ahead.
The best basketball player of all time, LeBron James. Listen, I'm gonna give my arguments. I feel like it's gonna be a 2-2 here. If I had to guess, I think it's gonna be 2-2 here. I know Preston has LeBron at 1. I know that for a fact.
Go, James.
Okay, Shannon Sharp. We're talking about a guy. Shout out D Mills.
Okay, D Mills.
We're talking about a guy who, just a little while ago, we talked about somebody not being able to do that by themselves. He went to 9 or 10 straight finals appearances, bro. I don't give a damn if you're 4 and 6, bro. What I was gonna tell y'all earlier is, everybody says Jordan is the ultimate winner. He never lost in the finals, and he lost in the first round, bro. He's lost in the second round. I get that he's 6-0 in the finals, but he has multiple first-round exits. And then when people say he retired twice, and okay, you can't. That's like playing shoulda, coulda, woulda. Greg Oden didn't get bad knees, and he'd be the best ever. Like, you can't say that, bro.
That's totally different, Steven.
It's not okay. But then people say this: if he wouldn't have retired, he would have won a ring. You can't. We're not gonna know, bro. So it's like you never gonna know. You have something to say? Go ahead, bro.
No, like that's a proven point. Like, we're never gonna know, but I feel like some things you can make an educated guess. Saying Greg Oden and Michael Jordan, who's won 6-0, the probability of him having to maybe go 8-0 is a little greater. Is all I'm saying. But
Okay,
no one will ever know.
But my point is, he lost in the first round before. He's lost in the second round before. So the ideology that he's 6-0, he's the ultimate winner. He's perfect. Like, he's not perfect.
But
he lost in the
everybody
first round.
who has championships probably lost in the first round.
But when somebody compares LeBron and Jordan, the first thing they say is 6-0 in the finals. That's the first thing they say. They don't bring up the fact that
that's not the first thing they say. That's the only thing that they can
Yeah, that's
say.
the only thing they say.
it's he's 6-0 in the finals. LeBron is 4 and 6. But if Jordan would have went to 4 more finals, do you think he would have won all of them? So it's hard to say. Like, you can't say, well, he did this. And if you also look, everybody says the path for Jordan to the finals was tougher, which I agree. But LeBron in the finals has played tougher teams than Jordan played in the finals.
Yeah.
When you look at Golden State, when you look at San Antonio, the only really bad team he played was against the Mavericks.
Yeah.
All those Spurs teams were good. All those Warriors teams were good. I mean, and the Heat, I would say the Heat wasn't a really good team. I mean, they were just, it was a bubble chip. I'll give them that. But the other, 6 championships he went to, were all against 3 or 4 Hall of Famers on each team. So it's hard to say.
You don't count against that he got swept, because I don't believe Jordan ever got swept in the finals. So you
got swept in his third year?
Yo, that was. Do you know
in the finals?
In his third year? Name. I want you to name me his second and third best options on that team.
Who? Bron?
Yeah. Who else did he have on that team? Name me 2 more players.
Swept in his third year. I'm talking about he just got swept. Was it recently against the Golden State Warriors? That was like 3 or 4 years ago. Wasn't in his third year.
It wasn't 3 or 4 years ago, but he talking about when Bron scored like 60 something and J.R. Smith messed up the whole series.
But I'm saying, so you guys keep making all. You don't count getting swept in the finals. You guys don't count that.
I mean, it's a factor. But did Jordan ever get swept? Or did he
Jordan's
not ever
been
get swept?
That's his point.
Huh? Say it again.
You said Jordan's been swept before, so like that's the point.
So the fact that if you get swept in the finals in the grandest stage, if you want to say that, fine. But nobody ever says anything about Jordan getting bounced out the first round. That's never a thing,
bro.
And
everybody's got bounced out the first round, and I feel like people put too much stock on the 10 straight finals appearance. Like, I promise you, if we can go look at every team Bron played, they weren't great teams, because I can already go back a couple years where Toronto was the number 1 seed, blew him out the water every year. And I know 1 year when he was with 1 or 2 years when he was with the Heat, they played the Milwaukee Bucks with Brandon Jennings. So, like you said, he played tougher teams in the finals, but the road to get there was a lot weaker. So it's like it's just as comparable.
So, okay, but so if it's just as comparable, the argument can't be he's 6-0 in the finals if it's just as comparable.
And I think a lot of times you guys will bring up he's 6-0, but he's never went to a game 7.
But he's
one cares
lost
about
in the first round. That's my point. He's lost in the first and second round. That's my entire argument.
I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking at the greatest stage when it's
okay.
All
right.
You can't say that.
So
though,
for
bro.
the finals appearances, then
Yes.
all the teams that LeBron dragged to the finals are not comparable to the team that Jordan was on. All those Bulls teams were better than the teams, with the exception of obviously like maybe the Heat.
Who was the Cavs coach?
Right.
David Blatt.
Some guy they picked up from Subway.
And who was
David
Jordan's
Blatt
coach?
and Tyronn Lue.
Who was Jordan's coach?
Phil Jackson.
That matters.
Yeah.
Big time.
Coaching matters, but and
Big
also
time.
it's like you no one says anything. It's like he became Phil Jackson with them. It's not like he came with 5 rings already. He became Phil Jackson at their team.
Okay, so what? So
What coach did that with LeBron?
So David Blatt coached LeBron James.
Eric
Arguably,
Spoelstra's a great coach. And then
Who?
Eric Spoelstra.
he is.
That's Heat culture. That's not
Yeah,
LeBron.
no.
he-
I would say is what is David Blatt doing right now?
Nothing.
What is Ty Lue doing right now?
He's on the Clippers.
What's their record?
They have a decent record.
I don't think
Kawhi's
they're in
been
the
out.
playoffs
Like
right now.
Kawhi hasn't played basketball in what, 2
You still
years?
got PG. You still got PG though. So that's what I'm saying.
But,
It's like he ain't done
his
nothing since.
his championship winning teams, wouldn't you say that would be a fair matchup against the Jordan teams?
No, it wouldn't be fair at all.
LeBron's?
My
Yes,
guy,
LeBron.
LeBron was dragging Boobie Gibson and like Drew
Eric
Wiggins,
Snow, Mo Williams, Anderson Varejao, Ilgauskas.
Like, who are these people?
I'm talking about his championship winning teams, the Miamis, the Kyries, the Loves.
Okay, but
Yes,
but
he
it's
brought
not
those
fair
to the
because
finals.
this is the reason why that's not fair. Because everybody gives flack for the games that are the finals that he's lost. Everybody gives flack for the games that he's lost. So we need to talk about the games that he's lost or the finals that he's lost. And on those teams, he didn't have any other help.
But so you think that's an indictment of how great LeBron James is or how weak the East is that he brought those teams to the finals?
Precisely.
I mean, I would say that it's because of LeBron.
Yeah.
So
it
my
was-
only argument, because I always do this, like if I switched it, because this is why I meant how did he just pass Kobe?
Hold on, wait, one
Yeah.
second. Edgar, who's your number 1 and 2?
I have it just like you do, bro.
Okay, I know. So are you the only one with Jordan at 1, Christian?
Yeah, I think so. So like, if
who's
you-
your number 2? Because I don't put it past you to leave LeBron off.
No, I got Bron at 2.
All right,
I'm
Christian,
just
keep
saying,
going.
so like you guys said, for Bron in the East, he dragged all those teams. Do you think he would have made it to 10 straight finals if he was in the West? No.
I would. So it's hard to say.
Those
What
teams,
team-
none of those
okay,
teams would have got to the finals. We
Okay.
have to be honest.
What team would he have been on?
I'm talking about all those Anderson, Varejao, all of them teams. Those would not have made it in the Western Conference Final in the West.
Yeah, but
But I'm saying
That's
the
a
Cavs
what
aren't in
if-
the West. So, I mean, what team would he be on? He would have to be on a different team.
The
that's a
Cavs
what
are in
if.
the East.
That's a what if, Christian. You can't do
But
that.
that's my point. You're saying just throw that Cavs team in the West. Like what? I don't understand what the argument is.
No,
here.
no, no. I was talking about far. I was going back to the him and Kobe because like my thing is like if you switch Kobe and LeBron, Kobe would have the same amount of championships in the East. Bron wouldn't have the same amount in the West.
That's okay. And I could fly if I lived 100 years ago. I mean, that's all.
I mean, all this stuff is, like you can go off stats, but I think I like Jordan, Defensive Player of the Year. They're never going to 7 games, and the dominance because like I was able to watch those games, like watch the highlights, watch the NBA Hardwood Classic. So I if he passes Kareem, I guess there's nothing. You can't make any more excuses.
You would say that he's 4-6 in the finals.
I mean,
you can't take that back. Even if he, let's say he would win 2 more rings and he was 6-6, people would still say that he lost 6.
Yeah, and then also like you said, like obviously Jordan may have faced like lesser opponents, but I look back at the 3-point shot in the corner, like what if he would have never won that one? And like you said, it's skeptical, but to never go to a game 7, that means it was never in doubt that you would lose. So I just feel like y'all don't really put a lot of in that stat. Like that's a big statistic.
How many years did Jordan play?
I think he played 15? I'm not too sure.
He played 15 years.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I know Bron's playing more. That's why I'm like, he's supposed to have more points.
Okay, so LeBron.
He's not even a scorer.
LeBron has been in the league. This is his 20th season, I believe, and he went to the finals 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So 50% of the time he's in the finals playing for a championship.
How many seasons did Jordan play?
Say it again.
How many seasons did Jordan play?
I mean, I can look it up. I thought you were looking it up.
Yeah, my bad. You seem like you was already on the.
He played.
I think he played 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 seasons, and he went to 6. So 9 out of the 15 seasons he didn't go to the finals. So how could he be an ultimate winner? Like that's my point. Like, to me, that's like such stupid logic. I get that he's 6-0 in the finals, but 9 seasons out of 15 he didn't even make it there.
Yeah. And I mean, I love LeBron. Like I like his game, like all around player.
I think that argument is just made by blissfully ignorant Jordan lovers. Like that's really all it comes down to. I can't see another reason. LeBron is literally statistics wise, he's better than MJ in like every category.
But isn't he supposed to be? He played 5 more seasons. And he's probably gonna play. He's probably gonna play until he's.
Just because you play longer doesn't mean your averages will.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only average Jordan has is points. It's the only.
But I'm saying he already passed him in points.
Average, bro.
Average.
Oh so, yeah, and then
Michael Jordan averages more points.
That people do is like, since you've never seen it, you're saying like, oh, it's never been done. Like, watch, I guarantee you, like after LeBron's done, when more players start producing at 38, 36, 37. Then it's going to be like, oh, man, because, like, obviously Durant's not 38, but he's 32 and he came up with
I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon.
You don't think we're going to see anybody else be at 38?
I don't think we're going to see the longevity that LeBron has on – that's not going to be the norm.
You also got to remember he came out of high school, bro.
Yeah.
So he played at 18. You can't even do that now. And he was the guy at 18. He wasn't like – he had 2 to 3 years.
No, he has been the best player for
at least 10 seasons
at
minimum,
and he's lived up to the hype. So, I mean, I just think too is also like
there's no wrong answer for sure. There's no wrong answer.
We've all played basketball. I feel like I would be more like if I played with Jordan, like the defensive prowess to score the basketball like at will, like. I don't know. I just think it's like you can always go back and forth.
You know what you can't go back and forth about?
What Elgin Baylor is that what you about to say?
Having Elgin Baylor at 5 and not having Kareem or Wilt on your list.
Dirk Nowitzki.
So do you guys think anybody would pass LeBron?
What do you mean?
As far as like is there anybody currently right now that you think they could do something to get in that category?
Fuck no.
Giannis.
I still don't even think Giannis, bro. I mean, bro, LeBron's
Bro,
the
look at his
only
first
play-
6 years.
I know, bro, but bro, LeBron is the only player in NBA history to have over 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists, bro. Like his averages, I think he averages what 27, 7, and 7 for a career, bro. That's fucking insane, bro.
It would take somebody like Luka to.
Yeah, Luka would have to be going,
Right.
and he
But
already
he
goes
would have
crazy
to win
regardless.
5 championships. I don't see him winning 5 championships.
It's gonna take an all-round player. It can't be like Giannis is Giannis, but he ain't.
I don't think he gets the same number of assists as LeBron.
Yeah.
Don't get
So
me wrong.
you guys put more stock. So say if somebody had 3 championships versus like the 5, but they didn't have the same amount of talent. Like say if Dirk had 2 more rings, would you outweigh somebody with more if it was more impressive championship?
We're taking all of it into consideration. I don't think one thing is just completely outweighing the other. I think it's all under consideration.
Is there anything Steph can do to pass Bron?
No.
No.
If you got
He
3
would have
more
to
rings,
win.
He would have to three-peat right now.
Right, yeah, he'd have to win every single chip before he
Yeah,
retires.
most likely.
I think if he won this year and next year, then he would definitely be in like the top 3, top 4. Because then at that point he'd have 6 rings.
because no, like you said, I could have had KD because like I think people don't understand like if they would have 3-peated, if he wouldn't, so we all believe if he wouldn't have tore his Achilles or whatever, they would have won another championship.
I think so. But
I
again,
think-
that's all shoulda, coulda, woulda. So I'm not gonna say.
No, I would bet my savings if none of them got, they would have won the game. Like we're talking basketball. Preston, do you agree? Yes or no?
Yo, you were oddly specific with your savings.
Bro, you're not gonna tell me, bro, because you're not gonna tell me.
But the thing is anything can happen. Is my point, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to say. Like, well, if they were healthy, like yeah, but everybody's not healthy, bro. So I can't. It's all shoulda, coulda, woulda. At the end of the day,
Even that wasn't not being healthy. He tore his Achilles, and someone Klay Thompson broke his knee.
Okay, this is my point. Wait. Preston, wait. This is my point. Going into that 2011 finals, Miami or Dallas, who did you think was gonna win?
Everyone thought Miami was going to win.
But anything can happen. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's why you can't say if they were healthy because anything can happen. That's my exact point, bro. Dallas beat them, and nobody thought Dallas was going to beat them. So, I mean, you can't say if they're healthy.
I know, see, but you're making it seem like they came in with like ankle sprains or they was on the injury
but my
reports.
point-
That's a freak accident.
Okay, but Miami was healthy, Dallas was healthy, and Dallas beat them. That's my only argument is that no matter what, you still got to win 4 out of 7 games. So I
mean,
can't
'cause
sit here
they
and say
had
for
they
sure.
had the
for
best
sure.
player on the floor.
So did Miami.
They did not. They did not. Dirk was the best player on the floor. If you don't, you're not the best player if you don't win. Y'all don't agree?
But that's my point. Going into the season, LeBron was the best player in the league that year.
Yes.
Going into that final series.
Yes.
I get that Dirk won the finals, but my point
He
I'm trying to,
outperformed him. He's not bad.
but the point I'm trying to make is you're saying if KD and them were healthy, they would have won, which I do agree. I think that would have happened, but I can't say for 100% certainty that would have happened because like in the Miami series, they lost and they were healthy. They lost to the worst team with Dirk and Barea and them. So you can't just say they were a better team, they would have won because it's going to happen. They still have to play basketball. I mean, I agree with you. I do think they would have won, but we can't just say like, "Yep, they would have won if he played." Because that's not the case. I mean, because LeBron would have won if that's the case against Dallas.
And
There's
if
plenty
LeBron
more
wins,
examples of that too. Like the Warriors would have won more chips. Maybe Kawhi would have never got chips. Maybe there's too many what ifs. You can't do that.
that's different. I just seen them win 2-0. No one has ever beat them at full strength. Like I know you said like you can never tell, but I can make an educated guess off of that.
Of course, but you never know. I mean,
Even
that's
if-
the
even
reason.
if you-
That's the
it's
reason
not
they
like-
play the games.
It's not like they were sweeping people. The Rockets gave him a run for their money multiple years.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure the Blazers took him to like game 6. Either Blazers or the Clippers, one of the two teams took him to like game 6. So it's not like they were just sweeping people every round.
And if
They were
Bron
just the
never-
favorites.
If Bron never gets to the playoffs the rest of his career, does that mess up his stock or no?
No.
No,
I mean, what do you mean by mess up his stock though? Like, I mean, you think so? Like,
Like,
you
knock
think
him down.
so? You think like I have MJ jump over him?
Or like, or like, yeah, or he wouldn't, yeah.
You know why I think that's not going to happen? Because, for example, nobody else on your list is active players. So how could he get jumped? I mean, what the hell is LJ Blair going to come suit up?
No, I'm just saying, like, oh, so you guys are so there's nothing in your mind that Bron's going to be number one no matter what.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, when you put it that way, it's like, I mean, he would have to do something crazy, like in his last year, like shoot 20%, like for 10 points or something. Like,
But if he wins,
even then,
that's going to boost his stock.
Say it again.
If he was to win another championship, that would boost his stock.
Well, yeah.
But the losing doesn't affect anything.
No.
I mean, so that's like, let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this, okay?
Not at this point in his career.
You say,
no.
so let me ask you this.
If he wins, it in his point in his career, it counts.
Pretty much. Why is that so hard to understand?
So, I mean, that's like saying this, like for example, to put it into like music terms, Lil Wayne has all that great music from before. Now he doesn't really put out good music. Do you think that he's a bad artist? Or do you think he's not a GOAT because he puts out bad music now? I don't listen to Lil Wayne now, but the Carter 3, all those other albums are top tier albums. So because he puts out bad music now, it doesn't make his old stuff trash. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you can't really, or like, for example, Usain Bolt won the damn Olympics and then he lost to Tyson Gay or Justin Gatlin. That doesn't mean he's not the fastest player ever or the fastest person ever because he has the record for the fastest person ever. So you can't just say, well, we knock him down for that.
Yeah,
no,
now
I mean,
fastest man ever.
Yeah.
Who is
because
it?
he got beat.
Who did?
I'm saying you can't say he's not the fastest man ever anymore because he got beat. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he literally has the record. Yeah, like so. I mean, what he does, like he would have to do something crazy. Like I said, like he would have to this year, like come in last in the West and play terrible, which isn't happening. But even then, it's like you can't really take away what he did already.
Yeah, like he's still getting buckets. He's still LeBron. He's just on a back.
No, yeah, he's still LeBron. No, I was just asking the question.
It's not
No,
like
and then y'all have to remember, if LeBron goes to another finals, that just adds to the resume. We act like we're just gonna ignore even if they lose. Like if you were to take this fucking team to the finals and lose, like it's not gonna knock him. It's just gonna be like he got to another finals with another shitty team. Like it's just gonna boost. It's just gonna make him even greater than he is already.
They're not going to the finals. They're not.
No, and I'm not saying they are. And I'm not saying they are. But if they were to make it, then it's just another point for him. It's just like, oh well, he took another team to the finals that no one was expecting to even make it.
And think about it this way, bro. Jordan came back and played with the Wizards. Do you have any? Does that mess you up anything as far as him not being number one? Does that knock him at all?
No, I'm saying LeBron was definitely way better in his later stage. Jordan was
played on the Wizards.
He was a decent player.
No, but my point is like him being not doing anything at that point. Does that hurt his stock, or do you already feel like, well, he's 6-0? That's my point. It's like, well, he's 6-0, but yeah, then he came back and played like me, an average Joe. So it's like it's hard to say.
I mean, if you compare him, then obviously LeBron's later and tail end of his career is way better than Jordan. It's not
no, I get that, but what I'm saying is, if let's say LeBron the next 3 years played terrible, everyone would say, well, look how he finished his career. But nobody's gonna say that about Michael Jordan because he's 6-0 in the finals.
Yeah. But also
I have another example of that. Hold on, I have another perfect example. You know how many nicknames Shaq has because of all the teams he was hopping on?
Yeah.
Nobody I'm not holding that against him. He was still Shaq. He was still the most dominant player ever. But he went on the Celtics, the Cavs. He was on the Suns. Like, I'm not holding that against him. He just wasn't in his prime anymore. He wasn't producing the same. And he was on the decline. Like, it's okay. It's age. It happens. He's still who he was.
Time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think as of what he's done so far, you can flip-flop the two for sure. I personally just have LeBron there just because he does more for his team. He makes his teams better. Obviously, Jordan is a better scorer. He has the killer mentality, kind of like Kobe and stuff like that. But when I think of a better basketball player, LeBron can do everything on the court. He's taken terrible teams to the finals. Yes, he's lost in the finals. He wasn't perfect in the finals, but he's been to 10 finals or 10 finals, whatever, however many finals he's been to, carrying his teams. So I just feel like I weigh that more than what Jordan did because nobody talks about the fact that he didn't go to the other 9 finals that he could have went to. No one talks about that. It's just, well, he's perfect in the finals. Okay, well, what about the playoffs? He has 119 and 60 in the playoffs. So he's not perfect. He's not 180 and 0. That's my whole. That's my only
Jordan
point.
carries his team too, and it's like when people be like, he was on way better teams.
He was not carrying. He had
Jordan just had Scotty.
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, you crazy? You crazy if that's what you think.
Who else? If
Jordan had at most a JanSport. LeBron has like a full ruck gear and deployment. Like he about to go to Afghanistan. Like what, that? Like
but you guys are just excluding
LeBron
the
had
Cavs team. You're excluding the Lakers team. You're excluding the Miami team. Anthony Davis is a better basketball player than Scottie Pippen.
All in conjunction, Jordan still had the better teams. I'm sorry,
but that's arguable too, though.
Barely.
And then
if we're talking about all the teams that LeBron went to the finals with, it's not even close. You know how many times he went to the finals with garbage? He could have took us 4 to the finals.
I know, but you guys bringing up only the garbage team.
He could have took us 4 to the finals.
Because you guys, he went to the finals 10 times, right?
Yes.
How many championships?
And Jordan has.
He has 4.
You should count how many Hall of Famers Jordan had with.
Hold on, Preston. Let him get this off. Go ahead.
So he went to the finals 10 times. He got 4 championships. He lost to the one, with
San Antonio
against the San Antonio. So that was 5.
He's lost 2 against.
So
half
his career, he was on good teams in the finals. You guys make it seem like he just went to the finals with trash people every year.
I would say like.
So I agree. I mean, he had good teams, but if you look, so the first time,
when he lost against Golden State, he could have easily won that. But I think Kyrie got dinged up or Love,
and Kevin Love was hurt.
Yeah,
they were both injured.
You just make it seem like he was only ever on bad teams.
Okay, but so the first time he went to the finals with the Cavs, you can't name 3 people on that team. So that's one bad team.
We're not
when
saying
he lost
that
to the Magic, right? He lost to the Magic.
And he lost to San Antonio with them as well. And he either got swept or he lost 4-1. So that's one bad team.
Yeah, it was like Varejao, Yagowskis, Boogie Gibson,
Eric Snow, Mo Williams. So let's just realize the names you're naming right now, for one. Not only that, when he went with Kyrie and Kevin Love, they were both banged up, and they lost against a team with 4 Hall of Famers, or 3 Hall of Famers, and then KD. So it's like, he literally could have had another All-Star on his team, and it still wouldn't have been fair. That's my point. And it's like, people knock him for going against that team. And even if you look at the Miami Heat one, you got Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, baby Kawhi, I'll give you that, and Tim Duncan. And you had D-Wade, and you had Chris Bosh, who was banged up at that point. Even D-Wade was getting old. So it's like, it's hard to say he had great teams because he really didn't.
Yes, D-Wade was not getting old. That man was in his 26. He was not 30 or he was not getting old.
In 2012?
Bro, he was not no 30.
He had injuries though. He was banged up.
Yeah, he had those knee injuries.
Yeah.
How old is he right now?
Oh my God.
He's 40. So 10 years ago he was 30.
And then everybody always says LeBron's a complete, but what can LeBron do better than Jordan besides he's a better passer?
Everything but score.
He's not a better ball handler. He's not a better shooter.
How is he not a better ball handler? They're like that's not really debatable. Like they're not.
What do you mean? You guys are saying skills. What are skills in basketball?
Bro, he's saying Bron don't have a bag because of that weak fucking.
Wait. Go ahead. Say whatever you think Jordan's better at.
Defense.
Agree.
Footwork.
Okay,
scoring.
Bro. No, okay.
No, that's a part of basketball. Is that not?
Okay, no, keep going. So I can lie.
Because the only thing he got against, he's a better passer. That's it. He has better court vision. He can get his team involved. That's the only thing. And maybe more athleticism, but even that is up in the air.
Rebounding.
Okay, rebounding, court vision,
leadership.
Yes.
He's not a better leader.
Don't play.
Stop, bro. If we're gonna name footwork, leadership got to be on that category.
Yeah, you over here talking about footwork
because he leads in a different way, though. There's different types of leadership.
Punching his teammates in the face.
Wait, who's a better shooter, Christian? Go ahead and lie.
Are we?
Go ahead and lie.
Well, Jordan wasn't really a 3-point shooter. He's only a mid-range shooter.
I didn't say anything about 3-point. Who's a better shooter? Who has a better field goal percentage?
Jordan. I'm gonna say Jordan's a better
No.
shooter.
No, he does have
He
better
shot
field
more
goal percentage,
shots.
but
He
you can't
shot
say
more
that because
shots.
LeBron dunks and stuff a lot too, so it's hard to
Because
say.
shooting is free throws, shooting is mid-range 3-point line. Bron can't shoot free throws, and he was never a jump shooter, especially coming in. He only started developing the shot later on.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's still better.
But I mean, what is he better at though? You just named 2 things, and I just named 4 or 5 things.
No, I
Some
think,
of the things you named was crazy.
All you named was rebounding, and I said court vision and passing.
all of the statistics
And you
that are
named-
trackable, LeBron has like almost all of them over MJ. Almost.
He's
all
played
of-
5 more years.
It doesn't matter.
Averages though, even if you look at averages,
I'm not talking about longevity because yeah, he has that over MJ too. But I'm just like all the statistical categories. LeBron has like almost every.
Oh yeah. You're right about that. Yeah, like the points, the assist. I think probably 3-point is made, and all that stuff.
So you.
I just think we
Okay,
have
so,
different
all
we
right,
have
we're-
different terms of like a better basketball player, and like what does that mean? Because everybody always get into
LeBron is the best all-around player ever.
but what is he better at more all around? If we're looking at the totality of a basketball player, what I'm asking you guys.
Any way you want to look at it, he's better.
Because we can't say leadership like Kawhi. We can't say he's a bad leader because he's quiet. He doesn't say anything, but he may lead in a different way.
We can say Kawhi is a bad leader because he's never there.
He's never
That's
there. What
why
do
we
you mean?
can-
Never there for what? Like playing
play.
wise? What do you mean?
He suits up just as much as I do, and I'm like, what are we talking about here?
I can say the same about AD.
We're not talking about AD. He ain't on the list.
Kawhi wasn't on the list.
So why are you bringing him up?
You brought Kawhi up. You brought Kawhi up.
All right. I mean,
I didn't bring Kawhi.
okay. I mean, it's on tape. It doesn't matter. Like,
But
I don't have anything else to say.
I have no problem. Like, if LeBron would go one, I think those are like interchangeable.
I mean,
But I just feel like they just skip over Jordan a lot.
Who's
who
they?
skips over
Nobody-
Jordan?
Nobody,
No, I
Nobody
think a lot of
skipping
people.
over Kobe.
No,
Nobody
I'm saying I think
skipping-
a lot of analysts have like Nick Wright has LeBron one. I already know Isaiah Thomas went on multiple things saying.
But
he
why?
thinks he's the
To
best.
me though, why is that crazy to you?
Yeah, they're not skipping. They're just saying, like, my opinion is that LeBron is better. Nobody's skipping MJ and like discrediting his career.
Yeah, you're saying like these guys are saying it. I mean, if all these guys are saying it, then that's probably like more to tell you.
If you want to talk about skipping, you skipped Kareem and Wilt.
But I mean, I could easily put them on. Like we could have a lot of people that's on the top 10.
who?
And
Not
some
Elgin
form of fashion.
Baylor.
Who
Not
else?
Elgin Baylor.
So who? Let me. Okay, to end the show. I think we're at like an hour and 15 minutes right now because I'm pretty sure the beginning we have to cut out. But to end the show, Edgar just over here having the time of his life, bro. Who would y'all say? We did the top 10. Who do y'all think? Before y'all answer, I'll go first. Is the most overrated basketball player of all time? I'll go first. I think the most overrated basketball player of all time is Tim Duncan, in my opinion. I think, I mean,
Wow.
y'all got the reason why I get he's the big fundamental. Here's where I put it.
Niggas
If
gonna say
you went-
skill.
No, yeah. So if you went through all these guys we have on this list, listen, hear me out. If you went through on all these guys in this entire list, took away all the statistics, took away all the team accolades, are you keeping?
I was
Yeah,
not gonna say
I'm
Tim Duncan, just another player.
I'm
No.
keeping.
So if you take away all the statistics, all the team championships and all that, you can't sit here and tell me that Tim Duncan is better than anybody I have on my list.
Yes, I can.
Elgin Baylor?
That's not your list.
Dirk?
I'm picking, bro. I'm telling you, I'm picking Timmy. I'm sorry. Like Timmy's there. Like I don't care that his game isn't pretty. He's not cool. He's not flashy. He doesn't have a
Well, I'll
bag,
give
even
Tim
though
Duncan
he
bucket for
does.
it.
Tim
He a
Duncan has one.
certified winner.
Tim
That's what
Duncan
I'm saying. If you take that away, like if you take away accolades, you just look at the basketball talent. If you just look at basketball,
that's what I'm speaking on. Like Tim Duncan is one of the most talented players ever. I'm sorry that it doesn't look like it to the naked
So if we take
eye.
accolades away, I'm Allen Iverson is in the top 10.
No. If
I
we're
mean, if you saying like skill wise, I can see that. Like skill
no,
wise,
even like I'm like somebody who actually knows basketball, like Tim Duncan is going on that top 10. I don't care what anyone says. Like you take away the stats, take away all that. Like, no, Tim Duncan's still there. Sorry.
I don't think he's a better player than KD. I'm sorry, I can't get with that.
But I think you can say that, like, if we're just looking at just line up the players, no stats, because like you could say a lot of these guys are better basketball players than Magic Johnson.
How so?
He was
For
just
the same reasons that you're saying that.
yeah, he was just
Tim
a floor
Duncan's
general. He
You could
wasn't
just
really
say,
a
like,
great
oh,
defender.
Tim,
He wasn't really a great
Magic
scorer. I mean, he had
all he does
leadership.
is
Okay, wait,
skate around the
but here's
ball.
the difference, bro. I could give you a lot of players that play like Tim Duncan. You can't name me a lot of players that play like Magic. Tim Duncan is just a big ass 4-man. He's just a big guy.
Name somebody that plays like him.
Nash played.
Karl
played
Malone.
like Magic.
No, they did not play similar.
Jason
He's just-
Kidd, Jason Williams.
And what's the difference between them and Magic?
The
They're
size. That's it.
6'2". He's
Yeah,
6'8",
that's the only
6'9".
difference.
That's a big
But you
deal.
just said name me players that can do the same things. They can run the fast break.
Okay. If
They
that's
can
the
pass,
case,
they can
I'll
make
tell you
no-look
this:
passes.
I can go to the YMCA and play like Tim Duncan. And what's I mean? Yeah, I can do a little elbow fadeaway.
You're not gonna dominate like he did, though.
Okay, and Jason Williams is not going to dominate like Magic Johnson did. So it was a
I'm
terrible
not-
comparison.
That's
My point is, the reason why I would say Magic is a more talented basketball player without the accolades is because he did something that we've never seen before. At that size, now LeBron is compared to Magic. That's his comparison. And even now, LeBron has already passed him because of what he did on the basketball court. But if you're talking about game for game, they're comparable. Just those two. You can't really name anybody else.
Wait, did anybody have? Did anybody think about putting KG on the list, or not even close?
Yo, you're funny.
No,
Like
no,
15?
that's not crazy. If you would have had KG on here instead of like Dirk or Elgin Baylor, I would have probably gave you a little bit more credit. But even then, like KG at 5 is crazy.
Y'all forget about Minnesota KG. Y'all must
No, I don't. But you forget about Kareem.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, but I said my overrated player. Christian, who's your most overrated player of all time? And it could be somebody who's like LeBron, who you think he should be at 5. It doesn't have to be like, to me, I think Tim Duncan's overrated just because I don't think he's a top 10 player, but everybody else thinks he is. That's my overrated player. I don't think he's a 50th rated player. I would have him at like number 11 or 12. So who do you think is the most overrated?
I got a whole list of overrated players.
Just do one.
Yeah,
Just
like,
do one.
and that's the thing. Like, I could have a lot of lists, but like, maybe just
Wait. When I say overrated, like, what's one person that you think is overrated, but like everybody else thinks is way higher, but you personally you don't think he's that good or he should be that high? That's what I mean. Like Tim Duncan, I know he's a good player, but I just don't have that.
I would say only Bill Russell, because like I think the only thing everybody ever says is the 11 rings. He's coached and he was a player at the same time. So I think that they don't look at anything else, just the rings. That's really it. So that's the only thing I can kind of say. Because most players, you look at like stats, what they've done. Mostly with him, it's just the 11 rings. That's it. That's all the argument is. It's just 11 rings.
I've never heard anyone argue for Bill Russell as the GOAT, so I can't say that he's overrated. But
I'm just saying,
if that's your experience, then that's cool. But I'm just saying, like, I've never heard anyone say that.
I mean, none of y'all watch First Take and Undisputed. A lot of times they be like, Kareem, Bill Russell. You can't ignore the 11 championships. So I'm saying, like, he's going to be in every top 10 off of just the strength of 11 championships, because no one's ever done that, is what I mean.
Edgar, who's your most overrated player?
I don't even know, bro. Like, I don't know. There's not like one player I can really think of, but I would say he's overrated.
I won't say Michael Jordan. I won't say KD. I'll go ahead and say Russell Westbrook. I would say.
What do you
Oh,
think
okay,
he's
I respect
rated?
I'm just kidding.
No.
KD. I'll say KD. I'll say
KD?
KD. Yeah.
Why do you think he's overrated? Oh, let me ask you this: if you had to like just think in your head, like where would you put him all time? Like if you just had to think.
9 top 10.
I could see that, obviously. I'm saying, but like, where would you put him? Like
But I'm
15,
saying
20?
like, you overrated him in my opinion.
And that's
I would
fine, but
say
I'm saying, like, where would you put him?
KD's probably like late teens/20.
But because the thing is, it's like, I feel like a lot of people don't have him in the top 10. I would say most people don't have him in the top 10.
He's like top 15 in a lot of people's listings.
Right. Most people, nobody has him top 2, probably not in top 10. But if you debate with somebody nowadays, they say he's like better than LeBron and like, oh, he's a better player. Like, no, he's not. He never has been and never will be.
So I'm gonna tell you like this. Okay, listen. If you're talking about career-wise, LeBron is better. But right now, KD's better than LeBron, bro.
I'm talking career-wise.
Okay. I was about to say,
And,
you
and,
bugging.
and I think like
Yeah.
my only thing with KD's like I don't got no issue because you gotta understand too, and obviously it would be subjective too, but I think he just passed. I forgot what rank he just passed on the all-time scoring list. But you
Wait,
gotta
why are
understand
you
this
laughing,
dude,
bro? Wait.
No,
Why are you
no,
laughing?
No, this dude had missed almost 2 years, so he should really be on the 8th or maybe 9th scoring all the time. So I think he's only 32 now. So I think it's all said and done. If he's top 6, top 5 in scoring, you're gonna still keep him off your list on top 10.
You're not an owl, bro. Shut up.
You would keep KD off.
He ain't getting there, man. I'm sorry.
He just what rank is he now, Steven? Can
I'm
someone
about to look it up for you right now.
He's,
and you gotta think
he's 15th. I think he passed Dominique.
He's 15.
He ain't getting there.
he's gonna get to 10. He's gonna get in the top 10.
I mean, that's
so he's at
wins.
26,000 to get to 10. He needs 27. Oh yeah, he's
So
going.
imagine
He's gonna pass like 5 people this year.
And he missed 2 seasons. He should be in the top 5 already.
Imagine,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Look at this. Oh, I got you.
Imagine talking about all these scorers and the top guys, not even a scorer, not even a traditional scorer. Imagine that.
But he's played for a really long time, though. You got to take that into account, bro.
I know.
And like you said, Preston, he's been pretty much faster.
Can y'all see that, or is it too small?
Bro, going Basketball Reference. I don't know why you're
Well,
going.
Can you not see this or no?
No.
It's too small.
Hey, wait, Preston, was you serious about the Russell Westbrook thing? Because I agree. I agree on that.
I don't.
Serious not.
He's not highly regarded by anybody. Like, he's never won anything.
Not in the top 10 stats, but like just overall overrated. Because I was like,
I don't think he's overrated.
If he didn't have the triple doubles, I feel like we would never talk about him.
I mean, he would still be an all-star. Like, he's still an all-star. He's just not. I don't think he's overrated. I just think he's catching a lot of slack that he deserves right now. Like, I don't think he was ever overrated. He's just balling out on losing teams. A lot of people do it.
Steven, can you zoom in, bro? Like, onto the page itself?
Yeah.
How do I?
Control plus.
Come on, guy.
Control plus.
This man don't know where the plus sign's at.
You don't know
I
your
had to put a tab. Y'all can see now?
You don't know your hotkeys?
Shut your ass up. You can see now?
No, it still looks.
I gotta go
fucking
grab my
terrible.
bifocals.
You still
No,
can't
I
see?
can't see.
What about now?
No, bro, you have to zoom
Just
in
do
a lot
one more.
more for a.
There you go.
We can semi-see, I guess.
That's
How about
good.
you
y'all
just
not
say
see
what you're seeing so we can follow?
It's blurry for us, bro. Like the names are blurry and the numbers. But I can see Durant is at. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Y'all can see now?
Yeah.
Okay, so damn, bro, I got my eyes looking all wonky.
Malone
All right,
didn't-
so Durant is at 15. But he only played 973 games, bro.
Oh, who's that guy?
Yeah, he missed 2 years, bro. Remember?
Yeah,
that?
missed 2 years, like I said.
And that's my point. So Christian has a valid point.
I mean,
He should already be like around Carmelo.
I don't think it's valid because everyone deals with injuries.
But
maybe not as bad as his, but
yeah, if you just look at the games played.
But even without the injuries, I'm saying if he gets into the top 10 or top 5, would he make your top 10?
no.
Top 5, he would need 32. He would need to pass Jordan. He would need 32,000.
So that's
another 6,000.
I'm
points.
sorry. I speak for a lot of people when I say that there's nothing Durant can do to make him like top 5
all time.
All time. There's nothing he can do in my eyes that'll ever get him up there.
I think
That's crazy to say.
Wrongfully hate.
I mean, it's
for the
crazy
Golden
to say,
State
but
stuff.
Sorry.
What if you were to win 3 more chips
He's
in
not.
a row?
He's not.
No. I'm just saying.
But he won't. He won't.
I think he's gonna win one more. I think he'll win one more.
Yeah, because he's gonna go back to like Golden State or something. Like he's gonna whatever team he loses to this year, he's gonna go join. Oh, he's gonna go to the Milwaukee Bucks or the Celtics.
So
yeah,
it doesn't count that he went to one of the greatest teams, but he did make them better. That does not count for anything. Like, with him on there, they were practically unbeatable.
It counts for nothing.
When you say count, like, I mean, what do you mean by that, Christian?
No, I'm saying because like people make it seem like he just went over there and just had a free ride.
No, that's literally what happened.
That's not what happened.
No,
he still made that team better. Like it was
he
way
made them
more
better
with him on there.
He made them better.
Sure, but no, he literally was at the bus stop. They drove by and he got on. That's literally
so when LeBron won with Anthony the Lakers, he wasn't the bus driver. It was AD. No one said anything about that.
Yo,
was he not?
Yo, you wilding out, Christian.
Yo, in the
Christian,
video,
you wilding out.
Was he not?
He wasn't.
Yeah,
I remember him hitting the game winner.
He got Finals MVP for a reason.
Bro, he hit a game winner against the Nuggets, not against the freaking Miami Heat.
I know, but I'm saying they're on the verge of losing. We just count the people Brian played with. Bro, Anthony Davis is arguably one of the best power forwards in the
Steven,
game.
Can you check that series out for me, bro?
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to figure out the stats.
And look at his stats.
It was 4-1.
The
Miami, sure it was 4-1.
Miami you talking about the Miami series or the Nuggets?
No, I'm talking about the Nuggets series.
Just the bubble in general. Anthony Davis was going off in the bubble, and he don't get his credit.
That was the main series that he played well in, because he didn't play as well in the actual finals.
Because it was Miami, Denver. Who else was it?
Portland
playing against Jokic is a lot harder than playing against Bam Adebayo.
Bam's an athlete.
So he performed well against a tougher opponent for him.
So in that series, LeBron averaged 29.8, 11.8, and 8.5. So he averaged basically 30, 12, and 8. Anthony Davis averaged 25, 11, and 3.
That was a 4-1 series, right?
It was 4-2. It's against Miami.
Oh, what about the Nuggets series?
Yeah, the Nuggets.
I'll look right now. So, by the way, Christian, in that Miami series, LeBron averaged more points, more rebounds, and more assists than AD in that series.
Yeah.
But who was it? The Nuggets, you said?
Yeah, the one right in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Because they beat Houston and they beat the Blazers before.
But I think Luka.
So in that series, Anthony Davis averaged 31, 6, and 2. LeBron averaged 27, 10, and 9. So
was that one 4-1?
So
4-1.
Okay.
Yeah, the Nuggets weren't.
They weren't fucking with the Lakers that year.
Yeah, like they.
No matter how. I think that was the year Jamal got hurt, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he was going off in the bubble and then he got.
Yeah. Yeah, he got hurt. That's why.
He played all 5 games.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And he averaged 25 and 7.
wasn't he playing hurt though? That's the series.
Yeah, I think he was playing hurt.
That's the if you remember the Through the Wire, Edgar, when he D Mills was like, he's still coming out with a bad quad and giving 40. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they weren't as good defensively as Miami. They just had Jokic, which was
Hey, wait, random question. I'm just gonna say mine. Who do you guys think is gonna win the NBA championship? Random guess.
This year?
Yeah, I got Milwaukee.
I got
with,
Milwaukee.
with Middleton fully healthy, though. If
I think they win it even if Middleton doesn't play.
Ooh, I don't know.
I think
I got the C's. I got the Celtics, bro. They look those two. They look so unstoppable. So
I was gonna say Celtics.
yeah, I got the Celtics.
my dark horse is the Warriors.
I would say it's what?
My
Your
dark
dark
horse
horse?
is the
Dark
Warriors.
horse?
That's who I think is going to go to the finals. Warriors Bucks again.
Is that what your prediction says?
Yeah, I predicted that back in September. I got it in my phone, and it's
Okay, I didn't know you had both of them. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I think it'll come from the East this year. I think so. So either Milwaukee or
Despite record, I think Luka wins MVP this year. Even though I want Giannis to get it, but I think they might give it to Luka.
No, I think records matter too much.
I think Jokic might get that shit again. If I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
But yeah, that is true because they are number one in the West right now.
Nah, I feel like they might be like, you know what? We just gave it to him the past 2 years. Let's pick some. I feel like it's gonna be voters fatigue, and it's like, bro, like just give it to him at this point. But then there's that whole narrative like, oh, this player never won 3 in a row, and it's like, bro, fuck that. Like, I don't know, bro. Sometimes it's dumb, but
it's because of the voting pool that they have. It's like a lot of media and it's voters fatigue.
But last year they said, it was because Jamal Murray wasn't playing and Michael Porter was out. But I think Middleton only played 2 games. So if he goes the rest of the season with the numbers, then it should be honest if they're going off of that. Because I think he's third in the East.
I mean, you could make a debate for like five guys. Like,
that's why.
Yeah, like this year the MVP. It's crazy for the MVP race.
But you know it's crazy. So we talked earlier about like if anybody has a chance to catch Bron, bro. I think Giannis does, bro.
Well, yeah,
he has a chance, but
bro. So
I think he's too old already.
What is he? 28, 29?
He's in his prime.
He's
like no. I'm saying if he started like at 24, going on, but because you got to think by the time you get 30,
maybe
he's 28.
Maybe for his position because he like bangs a lot in the paint. But all right, relax. But I don't think he's catching Bron.
No, I agree with Preston. If it's gonna be anybody, it's gonna be Luka because he's 22 right now.
23.
23. But I don't think he's gonna win enough championships though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's on the Mavericks.
We act like Luka's 30, bro. He still has another.
No, he has plenty of time.
Yeah, he still has a long time, bro.
But the reason why I don't think Luka will ever be able to catch him is because he don't play no damn defense, bro.
So
that's not why.
So this is what I think. What sucks for the Mavericks and Luka. So obviously, like think about it. Luka was a top 5 pick. He instantly came into the league, and he was that guy. So from that point on, the Mavericks, they weren't getting top 10, top 5 picks anymore because Luka was so good. And now like that, unfortunately, I don't think that team is ever going to be good because who wants to play in Dallas? Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but who's coming to Dallas to play?
Same thing with LeBron though.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to get at because
it's the same thing when LeBron
it's the Luka show.
Yeah,
like, they're not going to get any better.
And that's the same thing, like Steven said with Braun. Like he came in and he was the guy, and obviously
he went to the finals though.
Yeah, the Cavs went from being the worst team
in the East.
Okay, what does that mean?
It's harder to go, bro. It's harder to go to the finals in the West. Does no one agree?
But you're acting like the East was bad in 2004, 2005. The East was not bad.
Yeah,
You gotta remember they had the
against
Pistons. The
Celtics,
Pistons were really good that year.
You talking like
They
it's
had-
the East of 2014 or something?
Yeah, they had the Pacers. They had the Magic with
They had a
Dwight,
lot of
so
good
it's not like
teams
they
in
were
the East at that
shitty.
point.
Steven, but you're just talking about 1 year. I'm talking about it was what 5? It was a 5-year period, right?
No, but
He
no. My
played-
point is, but look, what we're comparing LeBron to Luka is Luka hasn't made to the finals yet, and he's 23. LeBron went to the finals before he was 23. That's my point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you can't say it's because he was in the East because the East was good, bro.
Yeah.
They weren't made out as good as the West is right now, but they weren't a bad conference. Let me actually look at the teams.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah, please, because I know
I know-
Orlando. This
I know a big knock on Braun was like he would never win in the West, and he literally came
Went-
over to the West and
Yeah.
won a championship in the West. So it's kind of like,
That's because
He's-
they moved the goalpost and they always want to find something new.
yeah, like they'll
he
always
won,
stay
he
like,
won 1 year. What has his record been in the West? What has how many times? So did he? How many times he didn't make the playoffs with the Lakers? He's not gonna make it this year.
2. And the first year with
Yeah.
Lonzo, then he was hurt.
Are you wait?
Yeah.
Are you blaming LeBron for that, or is it just the mishandling of the whole franchise by those in power?
Like,
Which
the
is
Lakers don't know what the fuck they
injuries
doing.
happen. That's what you guys said. It happens.
yeah, but they're not in shambles because of injuries.
they're in shambles because they don't know what they're doing over there in Los Angeles.
If AD played way more games than he does, they would be fine.
Yeah,
No,
they'd be in the play-in.
they would be better. They would not be fine.
They'd be in the play-in as the 9th seed.
Yeah,
I'm about to look how much games AD missed because I feel like every time I'm on, I'm watching games.
they would be in a similar position as the Clippers.
And then also the 1 year they didn't make it. Braun missed with like 29 games.
Yeah,
right?
Braun missed a lot of games that year
with
with Lonzo and all, like when BI was still on the team.
Yeah,
You know what I don't understand, bro?
What's up?
Why Christian, like the first thing he says is in the East. Jordan was in the East his whole career.
yeah. The least.
So we can't pick and choose when you want to use the East
Yeah.
argument.
Braun played against we already said the Celtics, Pacers, Pistons, the Bulls.
Who did the Pacers have in 2004? Because
The
you guys keep
Raptors.
I'm looking at 2007. So I'm looking at when LeBron went to the finals in 2007. So I'm looking at the teams then. So let's see.
You know, he beat the Magic. I'm pretty sure he beat the Magic that year.
Yeah,
But he beat the
2007,
Pistons.
You had
They
the
beat the
Pistons,
Pistons.
who were the number 1 seed. You had the
the
Pistons.
Magic were a force.
why the hell they got?
Chicago.
Why am I?
Huh?
Wait, are you looking at his path, bro? Like, are you looking at the teams he beat or no? Are you just saying the teams
I can.
he
No,
beat?
I can. Hold on. So
And then,
NBA playoff.
what seed were they? What seed were they?
They were the 2 seed, bro. So in the first round, Cleveland played the Wizards sweep.
Oh, that was the Gilbert Arenas when he told them, if you miss these, it's over.
So yeah, they had Gilbert Arenas was not on this team.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, they had Antoine Jameson, Antonio Daniels, Jarvis Hayes, Deshaun Stevenson, Brendan Haywood, Andre Blatch. So that was the first round.
He maybe
second
got a.
round-
Antoine
second
Jameson
round-
is the only motherfucker I knew on that team.
The second round they played the Nets with Richard Jefferson, Vince Carter, Jason Kidd.
That's a squad.
What they beat him in?
They beat them 4-2.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, Stone 6.
And then in the conference finals, they played the
They
Pistons.
beat the Pistons and beat him in
4-2 as well,
Yeah.
with Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Billups, and Chris Webber.
A super
did-
squad.
Didn't that team win the chip 3 years ago, though?
No, 2 years prior, and they
2
just
years
made it to
prior.
the
Okay.
finals 2 years in a row. But then the Heat won in 2006,
Okay.
and then in the finals they played against the Spurs, and that's when he got swept against the Spurs. And let me tell you who else is on his team, Christian. You let me know when you ready.
Steven, I know who was on his team, man.
No, you don't. Okay, you probably couldn't
Boobie
name me 3
Gibson,
people.
Varejao, Parker. What's his last name? Parker.
Parker's not on this team.
He was a light skinned shooting guard.
No.
Jamario Moon.
So you know
This is
who
a
the
joke.
second leading scorer was on this team?
Wally Zerbiak.
Booby Gibson.
That bum.
The second scorer on this team was Drew Gooden.
How much did he average?
He averaged 12 points a game.
Don't sleep on Drew.
Oh my God.
And then Daniel Gibson and Sasha Pavlovich.
Vujicic, man.
No, that's a different player.
It's somebody else.
That's Lakers. Yeah, that's Lakers.
So you can't tell me that they were supposed to beat the Spurs when the Spurs had Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili.
Bruce Bowen.
Yeah, this man was
That's crazy.
Steven's dad there, Delonte West.
That's actually crazy. And that was in 2007, bro. So you can't say the East was a cakewalk. He played against the Wizards were bad, but I mean the Nets weren't bad and the Pistons weren't bad.
Steven, you named 1 year.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at 2008.
I named like
So
six.
when did he get drafted? What 2002, 3?
2003. So he didn't go to the finals until 2007 in his 4th year. So that would be Luka's
and he
year.
was already on Miami at that point, right? Because their first championship was
That was with Cleveland.
2006.
No.
2006 was when Wade won. No, when did he go to Miami?
In 2010, I think.
Yeah, 2010.
Let me see. 2009.
That was like
When
the
he
year
lost
that
to
the
Dwight Howard.
Yeah, when the Celtics were good, the Magic. I think the Bulls were good that year.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna look at the 2009 playoff summary. 2010 playoff summary.
Didn't the Pacers still have Danny
Yeah.
Green?
And then you can't forget when PG had his coming out party.
Yeah.
Like everybody remembers that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they literally gave the Heat a run for their money 1 year. They took them to 7, and they damn near almost won the game.
Yeah.
So in 2012, the Heat played the Knicks in the first round. Pretty sure that's Carmelo and them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
So Carmelo, J.R. Smith, Amari Stoudemire, Tyson Chandler.
That's the year they played the Celtics when we got that famous Braun meme when he just looks
Yeah.
down and he's all mad.
In the second round, they played the Pacers with Paul George in them. Paul
And the
George, Roy
conference.
Hibbert, Danny Granger, David West. That was not a bad team.
No,
Christian,
that wasn't a bad team. That was a bad
okay.
team.
Then they played the Celtics. Not a bad team.
With Rondo, KG, Ray Allen,
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
And then
Paul
the finals, they
Paul
played
Pierce is
Oklahoma
bad,
City.
but
And I think I think probably the best team they played was the Celtics, and KG was out of his prime already. KG was old. Ray Allen was old. They were not old.
No.
Okay,
they
wait,
still
they
made
were
it
out
to
of
the
their
conference
prime.
Okay, wait.
finals.
See, this is where I push back, Christian. This is where I push back. In 2011, you say Ray Allen was old, but then 3 years later he wins it for them, and it's if Ray Allen wouldn't hit that shot. That's you can't play both sides of the fence.
Bro, hitting one shot has nothing to do with age. That's one shot. So I'm gonna look at it. So
He wasn't old.
when did Boston win the championship?
2008.
Ray Allen.
3 years before that. And KG averaged 19 and 9 that series.
But was he past his prime? Yes or no?
No.
2011. I mean, we could see when his prime was.
His prime wasn't over till like his last couple years.
Till he went to fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah, like his last couple years at Boston, and then he got traded to Brooklyn with Paul Pierce. That's when his prime was over.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, if you're gonna say like his prime ended, if that's the case, his prime ended in 2006. I mean, what would be his prime? Because he from 2007 until 2012, he averaged 15 points a game. It didn't dip until he went to Brooklyn.
I was gonna say you can't just look at his numbers on the Timberwolves because obviously he was the sole
Yeah.
guy.
I'm
on the
looking at age.
Timberwolves.
I'm looking at age. I'm not looking at
I mean, so how old is he now?
Because
How old is he now? We could just look at the age. So right now, Kevin Garnett is 46. So he would have been 35, 36. He'd have been 35.
that's not past his prime.
I mean, if you're putting up the same number, so when was his prime then? Let me ask you that. When was his prime?
It wasn't with the Wolves.
Prime is probably what 20, 28, 29. That's is that not most people's prime? Is that not considered the prime time?
That's when it
So-
starts.
Well,
but-
Steph's not in his prime
But
anymore.
he was on the Timberwolves by himself. Like he didn't.
So
have
Steph is not in his prime then. Right now, Steph is not in his prime. Dame is not in his prime.
Bro, I'm saying, is that not the window for most people? Is that not the window for stars? Is they say their prime?
Not necessarily. You don't really hit your prime until like 26, 27, 25. You don't hit your prime at 21.
So was KG still in his prime at 30, 33?
I don't think he was still in his prime, no. But you're making it seem like he was averaging 8 points a game. He was averaging the same amount for the previous 7 years. So if that's the case, he wasn't in his prime since he was like 26. He got out of his prime at 26, or when he left Minnesota, is what you're saying.
Well, that's where I'm just saying it wasn't Minnesota KG. It was still a really good KG, All-Star KG. But it wasn't Minnesota
it was
KG.
the same KG. It was just
So it's hard. You can't say it wasn't Minnesota KG because Minnesota KG
He even won Defensive Player of the Year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He won it in Boston. So that means he wasn't in his prime in Boston, but he won Defensive Player of the Year in Boston.
Because he won Defensive Player of the Year, he's in his prime.
No,
That's
but
what you're
he had a better season.
He had a better season because he won Defensive Player of the Year, or they had a. What do you mean?
They won the championship, and he was the best player on the team.
He was better than Paul Pierce.
Yes.
Bro, he finished in the MVP race. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Paul Pierce is garbage. I should have said him as my most overrated player. He's trash. Get him out of here.
I'm pretty sure he finished top 5 in the MVP race. Kevin Garnett was 3rd, bro, in MVP voting behind Chris Paul and Kobe in 2008. Paul Pierce was 14th.
I'm looking.
So he was the best player on a championship team after his prime.
He's looking at it just because Paul Pierce won a Finals MVP.
He averaged more points, yeah, but throughout the entire season, Kevin Garnett carried that team, bro.
He got that Andre Iguodala before it was Andre Iguodala.
Paul Pierce averaged 19, 5, and 4 in the season. KG averaged 19, 9, and 4. And he had more blocks and more steals. He had everything was higher than Paul Pierce. The only time that Paul Pierce elevated his game was in the finals, which I'll give him that.
And that was a better defensive team than obviously Minnesota. They had Rondo, they had Kendrick Perkins, they had Petrus.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is you're going off of like his stats and saying he's out of his prime, but that can't be the case. Because
is LeBron still in his prime?
No, he's not in his prime still. But he's also
still putting up great stats though. So why is he not in his prime?
Because the reason why he's not in his prime is because the numbers have went down from when he was in his prime.
His numbers went down from when he was in his prime. He has
no, it wasn't. No, it hasn't.
He has not averaged 20 points since
what year?
Last season.
In what year?
2006.
That's because he was the only offensive option on that team.
But you just said his stats didn't. Nah, I told you stats.
What about his rebounds? What about his blocks?
His rebounds was more in Minnesota. He had 12.8.
What about his blocks?
12.8, 12.7, 13.5, 13.9, 13.4, 12.1, 11. His stats went down.
What about his blocks?
It's not showing his blocks. It's only showing rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, and points. It's not showing blocks.
Because that's like saying if just for example, Chris Paul stats, let's say he joined Phoenix earlier. If he's sharing the load with other players, his stats are going to go down. Doesn't mean he's not in his prime anymore.
Bro, the Chris Paul now is not the same Chris Paul he was in New Orleans.
It was just an example. I'm using an example. So
no, I'm just saying,
you're averaging, if you're averaging 30 points on the team
10 years ago.
Listen, if you're averaging 30 points on this team, and I'm averaging 30 points on on one team, and we come on the same team, we're both not going to average 30, Christian. It's not possible. Somebody's going to take a step back.
But now you're saying he got Defensive Player of the Year, but you're not adding the fact he's playing with defensive players.
He is.
It's not just him.
So my point is he wasn't out of his prime. What year was he in? Year 7? 8?
Who?
KG. When he joined Boston, what year was he in?
Steven, I'm going to look. So he 1995, 1996, 1997, 1999.
So he was in year 10.
So he went to Boston in 2007.
Say it again?
He went to Boston. His first year at Boston was 2007, and he got in the league in 1995.
So he played for 20 seasons, and half of them were in Minnesota. So you're telling me that normally, around the halfway mark of your career is your prime, give or take. Would you say that, or yes or no?
What are you considering the halfway point? Like
2003 to 2008.
So when LeBron
2009.
came in, 2003, would you say his prime was?
LeBron's between like 2012 and 2016, which I would say that's his prime, 2010 and 2015.
But I'm saying during that time he was in the age of what, 25 to 29, right? LeBron? I'm just saying most people's
No,
prime is
LeBron
within that
got
age.
in the league in 2003. He was 18.
Mhm.
So I would say 10 years later, in 2012, 2013 was his prime, which would make him 28. And I would say his prime went until he was about 33 or 34. That's what I would think his prime is.
Will you guys agree with that or no?
I mean, what else would his prime be? Between the age of 20 and 25?
I think the minute he joined the Heat, that's when like
And now
he was just on
2010.
another fucking level.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
when would
when,
you
like-
say his prime ended? Because I feel like he was still in his prime when he's playing against Golden State, personally. He was averaging
What
a
year?
triple double.
I think his prime ended like after Kyrie left.
And that was in 2017.
15, I think.
18?
15, 16?
No, he didn't leave in
No.
2015.
S-
It was
Probably
like 17.
17, 18. 17, 18.
So 2011 to 17, 6-year window, he would have been 33 years old out of his prime. So 5 years ago.
Holy shoot.
So I mean, so basically off your logic, Steph is not in his prime no more.
No, I'm saying he's not the player he was 5 years ago or 4 years ago.
Who wasn't?
Steph. Like nobody's. It's just naturally aged. Like Brady's, you could still say he was his prime last year because it was his best season, but are you going to say 45-year-old Brady is better than 39-year-old Brady? No.
Steph is better than he's ever been right now.
Bro, that Brady comparison.
He's
was
better than when
terrible.
he won unanimous MVP?
Yeah.
If you're just looking at the numbers, like stats,
Damn near.
it's very
If
identical.
you're looking
It's
at the
close.
numbers, they're very identical.
It's close, bro.
No, but I'm saying so if Steph doesn't win,
Steph has
unanimous,
done nothing but get better.
he's not playing.
So what
The best
players do
ever
you
played.
think are in their prime right now? Let me ask you that.
No, okay. So I have Steph's numbers. So you said 5 years ago, right? So 5 years ago was the 2018-19 season. So Steph was averaging 27.3 points and then 5 and 5. This year, in the amount of games he's played, he's averaging 30, 6 and 6.
He has better stats.
Basic. Yeah, better
No,
stats.
but Preston just said it's arguably better than his unanimous MVP. So if he doesn't win MVP,
So,
it's not going to
this-
be better than his MVP, his unanimous MVP season.
This is the unanimous
It's hard,
MVP
though.
season. 30.1, 7, and 5. His numbers this year, like I said, are 30, almost 7 assists and almost 7 rebounds. if I'm
How
being
much?
honest.
Listen, just
Are
because-
we in like 35 games? 30. There's
Just
like 40
because
more games
Steph
still to
is-
play.
Well, that's why he wouldn't be winning the MVP because his team isn't playing as well. Not because he just declined.
I didn't say he declined, but I'm saying
You're saying
most.
that he's not as good as his MVP season because
And
he's
it also
not
it's
his
a the MVP is a team award, whether we like it or not.
yeah.
The Warriors are not going to be a top 3 seed.
Russell Westbrook won the MVP, so it's not a team.
He averaged a
award.
triple double, Christian.
Yeah.
That's not
But
the
you
same
just said
thing.
it's a team award.
Okay, but you have to do something unworldly to win the MVP when you're on a bad team. Steph is not averaging a 30-point triple double.
Derrick Rose won the MVP.
They were a top 3, top 4 seed.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, are
Yeah,
you
they were
crazy?
literally up there.
They were a top seed.
I know, but I'm sure there are people that had better records.
Yeah, but he also had the stats. Like
He
so,
didn't
for
have better
example,
stats than LeBron.
so for example,
I
Bradley
can say,
Beal.
I can know off the top of my head he
That's-
didn't have better stats.
By
than
that
LeBron.
logic, LeBron should have won it every single year.
Exactly, but it's also voters' fatigue. So think about it this way: Jokic, for example, I'm telling you now, he's not going to win the MVP again because they're not going to give it to the same person again, bro. They're not going
I
to.
don't know. He's number one. on the
Giannis could have
list.
got it the last 3 years, based off his stats. They're not going to give it to the same person over and over. They're just not going to, bro.
To Embiid this year.
I
Yeah.
think
They're gonna feel
back
bad.
to my question though. Who would you say is in their prime right now, Christian? Like a couple of names.
Giannis,
Okay, I agree with that. I feel like he's in his prime.
Embiid, Jokic.
Okay.
Trying to think. Luka.
So you think Luka's in his prime already?
Yeah, because you gotta understand with him, he's been playing basketball like at this level, not NBA, but he's been playing with grown men since he's what 16, 15.
So
Right.
his prime would mean you think that he's not going to get any better than this.
No, I think I'm saying this is the height. Like this is not the height. This is like the start. This is gonna be the start.
So
I
he
think
hasn't
he's
hit
gonna
his
go
prime
on
yet.
to not the best he can be playing.
So
But I think
prime,
but I'm saying
prime
this
would,
is the the prime window, like from 23 to 28 or 29. I think he's starting it right now.
So you think Giannis is coming out of his prime?
I think in a year by 30, he's going to be out of his prime. Yes.
Because how old is Jokic? Jokic is damn near 30.
Yeah, Jokic
I'm not too sure.
28, bro.
He's 28 or 29.
And I think Tatum is on the start of his prime as well.
Jokic is 27. And I think Embiid is around that age as well.
No, I think Embiid's older, bro. Embiid
Because all I'm saying is like LeBron is still playing at the elite level. A lot of people don't have LeBron as the best basketball player right now. A lot of people say Giannis.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with your specific prime. That's my point.
Yeah, it does. Because if he had the same record, would you guys still feel that way?
What do you mean?
If the Lakers had a great record, the same record as the Bucks.
Okay, so LeBron's career, he's had a better career than anybody in the NBA. But for example, Seth Curry is in his prime right now. That doesn't mean his prime is as good as LeBron James's prime, but he's in his prime right now in terms of his career. His prime, this is his window. I don't think Luka is in his prime yet. He's only 23. That by that logic, that means by 27, 28, he's going to be declining already. I don't think he'll be declining at that point. Because you think Giannis is going to decline in a year. That's crazy to me. There's no way he's going to decline in a year, bro.
He's just going to fall off the cliff.
Unless he gets injured. You think that he's going to start going downhill?
No, I'm saying I don't think he's going to get any better in the next 2 years. Because you got to think from now, he's got a little better at the jump shot. He's still not a great free throw shooter. He's still not a great three-point shooter. So what else is he? What am I going to see from him?
But so you think he's going to get worse though?
No, I don't think he's just going to get better. I think he's just going to like stay the same. I don't think he's going to just drop down. I just don't think he's going to get.
That would mean he's going to stay.
That would mean he's in his prime. That's what prime is. You're at your peak.
I don't think he's going to stay at an elite level. Like I don't think he's going to be the 30 and 12, or I think he's going to go down like 26, 25.
Those are still great numbers at the end of the day.
Wait, no, I understand, but it's still not. It's not up to his best levels. I'm saying like LeBron's still putting up numbers, but it's not his best version of LeBron. Is all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, LeBron is out of his prime. We already established
you can't beat. No one can beat age. Is all I'm saying. No one can beat Father Time. That's all I'm saying.
No. I agree with that, but what I'm saying is like, I don't think you understand, bro. Everybody's prime is different. There's no age window. That's why I'm saying, like, KG, his prime, to say he averaged 5 less points, he's out of his prime. That's not the case because he was asked to do something completely different. Like, that wasn't his role, if that makes sense. Like, that's just not what he had to do. Like Odell, for example. I feel like Odell was not out of his prime, but he played with Cooper Kupp. He's not the number one guy anymore. So if you're not the number one guy, you're not going to have stats as the number guy would.
But if you're using that, like, if he was the number one guy, I don't think he would put up the same stats.
Who?
Odell, like, because of injuries.
Okay, I'm talking about just off of health. I was just.
I know. I'm just saying because I mean I see what you guys are saying, but I'm like you can make that argument for anybody though.
So right now, who do you feel like is not in their prime yet? So Luka, you say is in his prime.
I think he's on his way. Jason Tatum. I think Devin Booker's in there. I think Ja Morant's like on the start of his prime.
So you think Devin Booker's gonna get significantly better?
I think he's either gonna like get a little better or like just stay the same.
So, but you don't think he's in his prime yet?
I think he's in his prime.
Oh, you do think he's in his prime?
Yeah,
I think you said he wasn't. Okay. Who do you think is out of their prime then? Steph?
LeBron.
Rudy?
I think Steph's out of his prime.
You think KD's not in his prime?
No, because it's not the best version. If KD, that's all I'm saying. Like, bro, I don't care. There's no way. It's just not humanly possible. You're not going to be better than you were at 26, at 27.
Why
than 32?
You? Steph is better than he was at 26 or 27. Did I say something crazy?
Stephen, we're 30-some games into the season. Can we see how the rest of the season unfolds?
Giannis is better than he was at 26.
What is he, 28? So 2 years ago? Yeah, I think he's got better.
If you look at
but
KD.
I'm saying when Giannis gets to like 32, 33.
Okay,
That's all
so
I'm saying.
so KD's stats right now are better than when he was 26 or 27.
And we're in the first 34 games.
Even last season though, even last season. If you look at last year's stats too.
I'm gonna have to look at all the games played and all that stuff. All I'm saying is,
No damn games played,
so
bro.
you believe when he's 35, he's gonna still be he's just gonna be still the same.
I don't think he's gonna be the same, but his
So
game is not
when do
predicated
you
off of
think people
athleticism.
decline? So no one ever declines, in your opinion.
No, I'm not
The
saying
great
that.
players find a way to keep their game up.
So Kobe was never out of his prime.
No, he was.
Okay, that's a terrible. So this is my point. So let's say, when would you say KD's prime was then? If you think he's out of his prime, was it like OKC, Golden State, or when was it?
Like I think the Golden State was like the real height of his powers. Golden State, like the ending, like the start and the end.
So like 2017, 5 years ago.
Yeah, because I think he's still legit. He's still great, but I think the Achilles, he's not the same player.
So last season, he played 55 games.
Mhm.
He averaged 37 and 6, 37 rebounds, 6 assists. In 2017, he averaged 26, 6, and 5. And let's just say he played with Steph.
How many games did he play?
He played 62 games. So he played 7 more games that season.
Yeah.
So, and in OKC, the year before, so we'll just say he played with Steph, he got his shot taken, whatever. In OKC, he averaged 28, 8, and 5. Last year averaged 29, 7, and 6. This year he's averaging 37 and 5. So it's like identical numbers. I don't think he's in his prime anymore, but I feel like he's just not coming out of it. And how old is he? 34?
32. 32. He got to be 32, I think. 32.
Really?
Yeah, I think 32.
32, 33, I think.
No, he's 34. He's 34.
He's 34?
Yeah, he's 34.
So, like, I just think
Why you make that
Bron
face?
is an anomaly. So, I don't think he's going to be doing this at 30. He's still a very great player. He's still, like, a star.
So when do you think, like, KD is just going to fall off a cliff? Because, again, his game is not predicated on athleticism.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's different for him because he's just a jump shooter. So, it really doesn't – he's always going to be taller than somebody. He could just easily shoot over somebody no matter what. So, he doesn't really rely on athleticism or speed. So –
Why is that funny, Preston?
I've never heard anyone say athleticism.
I thought I was tripping. He said athleticism.
He doesn't rely on – I'm being serious.
No, it's the way you said it. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna fall off a cliff though. Like I think that he's gonna be like this for the next 2-3 seasons, at least. And that'll be put him at what, 37, 36, 37?
Yeah.
We'll just have to see, man. This was a great episode. Basketball talk. We did the top 10 an hour ago, and we were just in here chatting. Bro, imagine if my dad was on this episode, bro. It's 5 o'clock in the morning over there, bro.
Your dad would have been past. He would have been like, "All right, guys, I'm out."
But
Man, it's late here, man. Shoot.
what time is it over there, Christian?
It's like 11:30.
Not 11:30, bro.
It's 11:45, man.
Oh, you're only 2 hours behind us?
I guess so. What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
That's episode 12 for y'all, or 13, whatever we at. We will see you guys next time. Peace out.